going. Hello.
Hello. Welcome back.
Dun, dun,
Last
dun,
time, last time we got over the funhouse and lost Haruhiko in the process, which still makes me really sad. This time, we're gonna find out who's the killer and find out what the hell happened in this room.
No, we're just gonna let it go. It's too much work to figure it out.
Well, we're all gonna die. Is that better?
Yeah.
Oh, the smell. This is a source of smoke. It was a military smoke screen that was often used for strategic purposes in modern warfare. As it was on the ground, they were spraying. They will spit the smoke from it. And also, and close to the smoke bomb was a flash grenade that has been used and became an empty shell barrel. Flash grenade, smoke screen. These were also. When Tori and I opened the door at first to the arsenal this morning, in an instant, a tremendous light and sound came upon me. At the same time, the smoke just spread like mist. It's like a mist. Looking at this far, no matter what I think, these grenades can be confirmed as the cause of the situation.
It's raining.
The question is who? Who would do this? And what happened while we were confused? Was it also the culprit? In the most realistic case, when we opened the arsenal, the killer was already inside the arsenal. Even if it was estimated from the time of death of Haruhiko, the timing was right, and in an absolute soundproof arsenal, no matter how loud it was, it would have been impossible to be noticed. There's only one entrance to the arsenal. In order to escape, they would have had no way to meet us outside. Was the smoke screen flashbang used to avoid that encounter? However, when the recall the situation in the morning, it would be difficult to say that a person will artificially come out at the same time we open the door. Oh, no, wait. This is a thick wooden plank was stuck in the inner handle of the arsenal door, and now it was in a state of being doubled towards the opening of the door. Something that I heard right before opening the door with Teruya this morning. It looks like it was this wooden board. The overall development that can be inferred so far is the thick plank was clasped in the door of the arsenal, and the flash and smoke grenades were both placed on the plank. If that happened, when you forcibly open the door from the outside, the board gets crushed from it and the placed grenades fall to the floor. That shock triggered the grenades. But something felt weird. In the end, if it was meant to be used by the killer to get out and the arsenal through a tremendous, enormous light and sound, was it necessary to use this cumbersome method? I can't even guess what the killer's goal was.
Na na.
You're ruining the mood.
I always do, though, don't I?
No, not usually. When what's her name? When Kanta died, you didn't dance around her grave. Huh? Suddenly, while investigating the corner of the wall, I saw something out of place. This gun. Why is it so far in the corner of a room? I picked it up the floor and checked it. I felt a heavy, peculiar feeling of how real it was, but I couldn't feel anything particularly strange. What? It's just a gun that doesn't change much like the other guns that were on display. Was it just a real far away? What are you doing?
You peeked the mic and it didn't pick up you shouting his name.
Oh my fucking god, are you listening to me? Huh? What is it, Tuya? You use the thing I had on gun right now! Wait, listen, please, makes me understand. I was trying to investigate over here! My god, it will blow up! Are you too tired to continue?
I don't know, I just Yawning all of a sudden.
But blew up? What are you talking about? What are you doing? Now you've decided to kill. Shame for me to tell you that, but it would be a big deal if I were in your shoes right now. You'd never touch that gun. That's not it. I'm trying to investigate. This is a misunderstanding. Why would I try to kill you? You want to try to shoot me? That's right. So what did you mean by this blowing up?
Okay, did you read this one? I don't remember.
Yes, I did. Look at it! It's nothing! Huh? What? Really certain behavior is strange. In his words, this could be dangerous. So I put a pistol in its original position and decided to leave it alone.
Dangerous.
However, the real strange remarks feels like something is odd. I'm taking note of it.
Dangerous. Don't you hate that?
Yeah. Can we focus on the case more than these remarks, please?
I'm sorry. Do remind me to actually look at the evidence before we go in, so I don't get fucked up by the testimonies and everything.
Okay. What is this? At first, there was no distinction from the tinned blood on the floor. When I looked closely, I felt like I felt something. It was like the remnants of something other than blood was stuck on the floor. A gun? Is it really? It was so disastrously destroyed that there was almost no form left. But I almost thought of a gun form of parts. It wasn't just because of the destruction, but a large amount of blood from each piece of it. Because of the lightning on the floor, it was difficult to see it clearly. How can it be destroyed this way, though? It's like seeing a bloody octopus. No, that doesn't make sense. While observing the remains of a destroyed gun, I suddenly found something not noticeable. This gun, it's loaded with bullets. In my mind, I checked around the other guns, but all the magazines were empty. For this to be the only one destroyed, a small number of bullets were loaded. The rest was basically unloaded, and the bullets were loaded separately after the magazine. Because of this condition, and the fact that the only one loaded with bullet this gun means, there's a possibility that this is a portable weapon. Sounds like a pretty important clue. Let's be careful to remember this.
Man, they shouldn't have made the music so good. Fuck. Maida-kun, welcome back!
Come on, why are you here?
Jeesh. Why are you treating me so harshly? I served you a meal as promised, didn't I? Did you eat your food?
I don't have time for nonsense with you! Disappear!
Why are you so angry, I wonder? Anyways, I've forgotten something, so I came to deliver it to you. It's the Monokuma File 4!
Oh, right.
Weak reaction. Maida-kun.
What? You didn't want to say that?
I did not want to say that.
Monokuma 4. It's already the 4th file.
That's just too cringe.
No, let's stop thinking like that. My only option is to think about the case. This is a Monokuma file left by Monokuma. It doesn't seem to be like this much help, but I have to read it first. The victim of Kobayashi Shikawa, the estimated time of death is 6 a.m. The body was found in the arsenal. The cause of death was extensive bleeding due to a gunshot wound to the right chest. In addition, the index finger and middle finger on his right hand were ruptured and broken. Gunshot wound. From the first time I saw the outside of the ballroom, I guessed it vaguely, but from this fact, the intake seems to be a gun. And the time of death here is around 6 a.m. The time was lost when I spent it in the ballroom, but when I went to the dormitory to change, my clothes are a little earlier. I found the current time was around 9 a.m. Emmett Haruku's death was less than 3 hours. I got up after listening to the announcement at 7 a.m. this morning. So the incident really happened quite early this time. This time, the time of death is probably written, and I guess the cause of death too. There was a trap in the Monokuma file for the previous case. It was confusing for the time because it didn't write down whether it was AM or PM, but fortunately there seems to be no doubt about this Monokuma file. Well, that's it. This Monokuma file is just that. No special clues to be found in it. No, at least we know what we can know the estimated time of death. Let's take a look. Let's take a note of it. Kinzo. Maeda. In the end, I can't help hide the awkward mood. They told me to focus on the only investigation, but I was still worried about it. Just... Yes? Do you have anything to ask about the case? Yeah? Well, I mean, Haruko's body, he wasn't killed instantly, right? Indeed. In fact, there's a hole in the chest, and even in the Monokuma file, it's said to be an excessive bleeding death due to the gunshot wound. None. Until now, thanks to the layout of the school, there were murders with items that would be often in the everyday life. Do you think there would be a person who was shot to death? It's fine. You guys might not be familiar, but I have my fair share with gunshots. If there's something you don't know, it's fine to ask. Is it because the incident happened? Even though there was a conflict 24 hours ago, Kinzo wasn't much different from the way he usually treats me. Well, maybe it's a gun and a chest wound. Would it be better to see this as an immediate death?
You're a bug.
No, I don't think Haruki was close to me in death. Huh? Why is that? Even if it was on the chest, it's not the heart. It's the right chest. The bullet passed through the body. Since it wasn't stuck, it would have been possible to move for a short amount of time, rather than die immediately. It wasn't stuck, means it penetrated the body? Would it be more dangerous then? There are surprisingly many people who think that way, but in reality, it's better for a bullet to pass through the body than being stuck in it. There are 3 types of layer bullet damage to your body. One is bleeding, another is burning. The last one is the impact of a bullet's kinetic energy. If you look at them by one, it is difficult to inflict great damage due to this small surface area. In case it burns, and it is rare that from excessive bleeding, you die immediately. But the story of the shot caused by the kinetic energy is different. Maeda, if you get hit with a fist or a bat, it'll be difficult to move due to the impact, right? If you're an ordinary person who doesn't even have special training, that would be even worse. Similarly, when a bullet gets stuck inside the body, all the kinetic energy turns into shock energy, creating instantaneous large space in the body. The fact that this space has been created means that the body has been greatly shocked. The shock will cause negligible damage, and damage to the surrounding organs as well. Really? I'm not sure what you mean exactly, but anyways, that means penetration is a better alternative to getting stuck, right? That's what it means. In fact, in some foreign countries, there are bullets that split the front part and the bullet and the cause fragments that get stuck in the body. That's terrible. The bullet did this. It was a fatal injury to be hit by this bullet, whether it was stuck or it was pierced in the body. Especially in the case of Haruhiko. As you said, the chest was hit, so even if it was pierced, there's a high possibility that a hole in his lungs was pierced through. As I said before, it's only less shocking, and he must have died shortly after having difficulty breathing and bleeding. It's hard. Guns should only be cheap for a wicked, unless it's in an extreme game. This is an extreme situation. Doesn't really seem like a need to be talked about. Anyways, I'll move to another place since it also has been roughly investigated. Make sure to investigate carefully. If you find something, let me know, Maeda.
Goodbye.
And so, there was an incident yesterday, and so he seemed a lot more unstable recently, but it seems everything is okay because of the current one. Was it only me that had a hard time dealing with it? Seriously, Kinjo's a completely different person from the first time we met. And the time he was hostile to us, the time of investigation. But now, let's take a look what Kinjo told me. I didn't really understand it all, but in summary, It's better to be pierced from the board and having it stuck, and how she was his was a ladder. Was it like this?
Do, 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 do.
Couldn't see it probably because of the smoke. When I suddenly started to look at it, I could find that there was an actual bloodstain on the floor. Blood traces danced throughout the arsenal, as if Haruki wandered around the arsenal after being shot. What is such an actual bloodstain? It's only obvious that it's Haru's blood, but rather than trying to run away after being shot, just by looking at the blood spots, it seems that he was trying to move from the arsenal. All over the place. Simply put, it was so bizarre. Is it reasonable to assume that this degree of descriptive blood was made by the killer? I like how you always eat something while we're recording.
Sorry. It helps my ADHD.
Okay. Dragon Haruki was unconscious? Well, for one, I can only think of it as a possibility. But there must be some reason for blood. Okay.
Sorry, I pressed the button by accident.
Again, that always happens when you're with me and only. Seriously.
I promise, it's not. Sorry, 1 second.
Okay. Did you pause and restart, by the way?
We're good.
Okay. This is a pistol. It's located in the immediate vicinity of Haruhiko. And this pistol could be the weapon to kill Haruhiko. So I thought, but soon I realized it was wrong. Guns all scattered on the floor. There wasn't only one gun that fell to the floor. Perhaps it was the criminal's actions. Most of the guns fell to the floor and was mixed randomly. From this point on, I don't know which gun was the one that directly killed Haruhiko. It would be difficult to conclude that this gun be used for the killing, just because it was the closest one. It seems that guns were all scattered around in order to prevent the real weapon being found. I just checked things out. It's Haruhiko's body. No different from my friends who have died so far. It's cold, empty eyes. We are alive today because you are dead. Don't you think this is absurd? There was no way that Haruhiko would pass away in such a devastating manner, but instantly. But the class trial still remains. If we can't find a couple who killed you, we will all die. By all means, I'll find the one who killed you, Haruhiko. I won't make your death in vain. After expressing minimal condolences to Haruhiko as if making a prayer and beginning to investigate his body. First, the fatal wound that can be considered as a direct cause of death must be a gunshot wound to the chest. In the case of friends who have died so far, if we use a hammer, a knife, or plastic weapon that makes the mortal weapon bloody. In the case of Haruhiko, was because Monokuma prepared an arsenal. He was shot because the treasure provided an inspiration to kill him. However, I don't really know how to deal with this. It's only the students like me who don't have the slightest idea of how one feels as being shot. A mortal weapon's a gun. Even if it was a gun, what kind of gun was it? And in addition to the gunshot wound in the chest, there's something suspicious. Haruhiko's right hand.
He just masturbated a little bit too hard.
Red,
Yeah?
Can we get serious, please?
No.
Oh my god. Why couldn't you be this joking around with the last trial, by the way? Was it because Kaneda died?
I'm sure are you sure I wasn't?
I'm pretty sure I wasn't, yes. But
sure.
When we were investigating Kaneda's body, you didn't make any jokes at it before, as I remember.
To me, well, I mean, there wasn't really anything there to joke about, the same way that there is here.
His right hand was definitely destroyed, so much I couldn't see it with my eyes open. It was really destroyed. The index and middle fingers were completely amputated. The remaining fingers were torn to pieces in his skin. I'm sure Hercules got his wound from being shot in the chest. But what in the world happened to the wound on his right hand? No matter how much I think about it, I don't think my hand would look like if I was shot by a bullet. Rather than a gun, it looks like he got caught in dynamite-like explosion. I think it's a little sealed when I look at it closely. I wonder what kind of gun was it that shot Haruhiko. In his ocean, we find out the identity of the object that caused the wound on the right hand. There were no more noticeable clues, and I couldn't see any more of my friend's terrible body. So I decided to stop and get up. But Corey, I want to ask you something.
It's noisy. Since when did you get along with me talking so freely? Get lost.
Even so, I thought we would cooperate there by passing the same point of death, but it seems to have gotten worse. In this case, it might be better to cooperate with McKinsey as much as possible at this limited time.
Oh, I missed something over there.
There's blood splattered in this area too. Hey? I was trying to check the condition of the guns display. There was blood in the display, but when we looked up close, I witnessed an even more grotesque sight. Fingers! It was human fingers no matter how you look at it. And of course, the only one of these fingers was Haru. I know Haru's body has a ruptured hand in addition to a gunshot wound in the chest. Among them, his index and his index finger and middle finger fell off from it. His fingers lie here as proof. But why is his fingers here? At first glance, it was far away from Haru's body. From the shape of the blood, it seems like he began to walk after his fingers got cut. No, it's the opposite. It's likely that this was rather his body moved, making a dance on the floor. I still consider the possibility that the killer moved the body for some reason.
I love severed fingers. That's not disturbing at all.
I'm not going to comment on that. Kurokawa, you were here. What about the Arsenal investigation?
I did it roughly.
You weren't supposed to do it roughly.
Maeda, I want you to listen to me.
Huh?
There's a problem with the alibis. During dawn, I kept monitoring the hallway.
You were, Kurokawa? Are you okay? I didn't really know, but you could have died because of hunger.
It's okay. I'm used to it.
Used to it?
Anyways, about the alibis. My room is right next to the arsenal. Unfortunately, because of the soundproof, I couldn't hear anything inside the arsenal. Only the sound of the arsenal door opening and closing could be heard.
That means you saw it? You saw who went in the arsenal?
I heard the sounds. I couldn't see them from this room. But I could see the moment when they were passing by the door of my room.
Isn't that right next to the arsenal anyway? If I had passed from your room and headed to the arsenal... No. This is the hole on the left side in front of the arsenal. Due to the structure of the ballroom, if you turn to the other side into the arsenal, you can move without seeing the eyes of you, Kurokawa.
That's right. But at least I've seen a few people that entered the arsenal.
Really? Who were they?
One is Haruhiko.
And the other?
The rest, I'll tell you in the trial.
I knew it.
Suddenly, I thought about investigating.
You know, we'll go as usual, but thanks to Kurokawa, this case will be solved fairly easily. Apart from that, I'm worried about Kurokawa's health. He usually looks weak and nervous. But this time, she couldn't even sleep or eat at all. I hope she's okay. Sasuke, why are you standing still doing... What?
Yuki, What am I supposed to do?
Is it because it's Haru? It seems too horrible, but now we have no choice but to investigate even if it sounds cheap. In order to survive.
To survive, is it?
Satsuki?
No, yeah, the investigation. I have to. Yeah.
She was so quiet it wasn't like Satsuki at all. And the girl that went rampant like always. It seems like Haruki was dead her more than on her than any of us. Kinzo, what are you doing in front of the door? Maeda, you're here. There was something I was going to check right now, but if it's okay, why don't we check to get this out? What are we looking for? We're looking at it. It's open. Wasn't this room? Indeed, it was from Haruki Kobushikawa's corpse. I borrowed a key from it for a while. Because this is an incident in an enclosed space with limited movement, it's better to search everywhere as possible. Decide to follow Kinzo and investigate Haru's room. It's a room that's no different from my room, shocking enough. Maeda, look at this. There's something of interest here. Yeah, it's a kind of paper. Haruhiko, I have something to say. If you read this, why don't you come to the arsenal? I'm not gonna kill you. I hope you believe me. I'll be waiting. This is... Oh, the letter was written by the killer? It's the same method. It's the same method as when Maki was killed. Besides, this letter wasn't torn. Like last time. It's proof that Koba couldn't even mess with. However, there seems a little more than what it takes. What it takes? I'll ask you, Maeda. After reading this, would you go to the arsenal? Huh? I mean... By the time this letter was sent, they would kill me. Just after we hit each other and fought. In that situation, if I receive a letter like this from you, that was also the way Mitsuhiro Higa used putting a letter down the door. Down the door? How do you even know that? Can't you tell by a glance? There's no reason to meet face to face and give a letter. And there's no other way. There's no other way to send a letter in a locked room like this. It's definitely the same for the first time anyone thinks of calling themselves after murder. But why did Haruhi go directly to the arsenal? Well, it couldn't have been possible that they didn't know when opening it was impossible to think normally. I mean, just before we went crazy. No, we were already crazy. If you look at the source of that madness, it's due to being starved and dying because we couldn't eat food and the fear that someone might kill you. In other words, it's because of the self-defense fear of death. I don't want to die, so you'd rather judge things related to death more rationally than usual in extreme situations. Still, the question remains, why did Haruhiko go through the death's door by all means? Is it because he believed it? What? Haruhiko probably believed. He believed in no one in a group that could commit a murder. They believed until the very end. We were all in the verge of releasing the streets of reason, but it was different for Haruhiko. He was the same. He wasn't sane, but he still opposed the idea of murder to the end. Kinzo, you did that too, right? He didn't want to ask you, but we've all gotten weird. He pleaded for you to do something. Because Haruhiko was like that. Even if he went insane, he would have trusted a friend and go straight to the arsenal. Such stupidity. That's not worth of the word trust. It's like jumping to death without being able to judge the situation. What's with that place? Were you hoping to get closer to me? Did you want me to get impressed by saying this was your way of showing your trust in others? Well, look at the result. He died because of that stupidity. That's the reason I'm far away from people like this. Kinzo, enough. We're investigating now. We can't get excited over personal feelings. Well, whether Haruhi acted that way because of mischief is withheld. Well, this letter is an important clue in the end. Just find this gives a clear achievement. There seems to be nothing else special in that room other than this. I'll leave and check another place then. Let's see each other after class trial. I thought it was okay. Kinzo has, after all of having doubts in his own mind, if the class trial ends safely and we all survive, we have to seriously talk about Kinzo's state. So it's already the end of the investigation. What?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Again? Why does this always happen?
I don't know.
Yeah. I said this weekend, but it can't be helped. I did my best to investigate what I could. All that remains is what we investigated so far. You have to be trolling me. There's no other reason.
No, I swear. I'm just like, I'm thinking, it's like the thing of, oh, I can just skip this because it's Monokuma saying the same thing as usual. And then it just happened. It bled over into Yuki.
And we have no choice but against the kill with everyone else. This group, who did this?
That's a really good question. Yes.
Maeda's here. Then let's get started the trial. Now all the tension is flowing. The mood terribly awkward. While in the ballroom, the world of a lawless land was so colorless and hard. Above all, the number of people was too small. 7 people, including me. Besides, one of us is a culprit with Hiko. Even if this trial is safely handed over, the criminal will be executed and only 6 people remain. 6. It was a number that didn't feel real. When has our head count been reduced to this extent? That means 2 people need to die in a trial for you to be right with the next chapter. So I don't know if that's.
Looks like everyone has gathered. Well, it's easier to manage people since the numbers have been reduced, but isn't everyone's tension too low? Events that are washed out like class trials are more lively, you know. It's no fun because there's no reaction at all. Jeez. Now then, it's already the 4th time, right? This is the start of a fun class trial, so get on the elevator.
Well, I can say you spoiled it's not Macaco and it's not Ray. I seriously doubt it's Kane.
I guess there's a chance that what I saw wasn't the beginning of chapter 5, but chapter 6. But I could have sworn that it would have been the start of chapter 5.
I guess, but if it was chapter 6 and 2 people would be dead, so that would make 4 instead.
Unless
Yeah, so I'm gonna say it's not Macaco, it's not Ray, because it's probably not Kane, because it's I'm not. It's probably not.
And says it's most likely either Kinjo or Teruya.
For me, it's I don't want to say as much as I want it to be Kinjo. I don't think it is, because if it was, then why did he lead us to his room and let us find the notes?
That's
like
true.
if he was a culprit, then he would just evict himself like this.
Plus, it just doesn't make sense. I think he was still tied up at the time of the murder.
I want to say what the way Danganronpa is, it's also Satsuki, but whatever the case, I have to go beyond this class trial. The later issues are for later. Everyone has their faces that they feel determined to do something even in awkward mode. Different thoughts intersect with each other. Into
Intercirct.
And we run to a hell called the class trial once again.
I'm not good. Talk to everyone. Let's just go.
And open the door. Let's go.
Okay, he's just standing over there by himself.
At first, I thought this elevator was so narrow that it felt full, but now it's so wide. I looked at the six other than me, in heavy silence, one by one. Kenzo is now complete trial mode. In this state, Kenzo doesn't complete 180 change. He only uses his chest to break through events before his eyes. But is it because of mood that it looks like this anxious expresses some will? Runami was not lost her bright appearance at any time. He was still unable to escape from a shock of losing Haru. He wasn't the same. It wasn't the same Sasuke anymore, and his shaggy appearance made even the beholder's heart ache. Her car was also always the same. She just stayed consistent with silence, and I couldn't even tell what she was thinking. Tyra looked very tired. She didn't want to lose any more friends. She doesn't want to go through past trials anymore. What?
Tyra looked tired.
That kind of hurt seemed to linger on her face. Toya was restless.
Meanwhile, Teruya is just screaming.
After the incident, I may feel that Toya's behavior is very strange. But if you think about it, it was always like this at every trial, so it's not unusual. Makaro wasn't saying that she watched herself as usual. She was thinking of something unfamiliar to Makaro, like something unexpected even for her. Is there something that will get us stuck in this trial in this case?
Huh.
Different thoughts and different beliefs crossed between each other. At a point where there were only 7 people left, we are thinking differently. But we have to overcome this. A hell-like fourth-class trial. The elevator stops as if we had made an appointment. We step out at the same time without a special signal. There was a very familiar courtroom.
You're here! I was waiting. How are you guys? It's been a long time, hasn't it? You met with us right after the murder happened a while ago, though. No, I mean meeting me as the judge. Well, it's been more than a week since the last trial. Instead of that, this presiding judge is more stylish than usual. Don't be useless and start the damn thing already. Well, I'm always neglected, but this time it's getting more thorns. Don't you think so, Maeda-kun?
I don't care. Start as Mako said already.
Even you're rude to me. This could be a sign to represent your heartache. And I'll start as you want. Now, shall we start right away? To uncover the truth of the prolonged stay in the ballroom incident for more than a week, we have the all-exciting, heart-pounding class trial.
The only thing that's the same as usual is Monokuma. Each one of us were in a serious mode, unlike usual. In the tense in this trial, the fear of losing a dear friend to us. The reasons were different, but in the end, we came here for a class trial. Now, all that remains is to find the culprit by confronting all the clues, testimony, and test of wits that we have. Our relations with him was finally bonding us together in the middle. It was like a request in a drugstore. With Sasuke, he always showed his bright side, and at the same time, his love for his friend was twice as deep as anyone else's. As a result, thanks to his death, we were able to even survive, but Haruhi couldn't eat anymore. It was an unavoidable choice to live. Was as a result, there's a culprit that killed Haruhiko. If we don't find them, we will all die in the end. But the atmosphere of the court is filled with silence. Our trial finally begins. A life-threatening discussion. A life-threatening lie. A life-threatening betrayal. A life-threatening conclusion. A life-threatening defense. A life-threatening trust. A life-threatening class trial. Now, look over the truth bullets.
Nah.
You want to get screwed over?
I mean, the only one we had was, he got weird about the gun. Oh, she had testimony, I guess. Okay. You ready? Let's go!
Alright.
In
Let's try not to die this
session.
time, but I guess it doesn't matter because if we don't get the other people's skills, and
Then what?
then we don't need the coins.
True. Unfortunately.
Finally started in the 4th class trial. One of us is a cobra that killed Haruhiko. We must find a cobra at all costs.
Now then, please begin your discussion.
Guys? Right, yeah, should we begin discussing?
Okay, we have to work hard. So, what do we start with?
Start the awkward mood. It's not reasonable because the conflict reaches peak. First, I think each of you will have a lot of things to say before the trial and feels that your feeling will be very different. But now, let's focus on the trial in front of you, aside from everything else. Just like we did before so far, haven't we?
Kinjo.
As Kinjo said, now it is a trial. We always want to say it to each other for a moment, because survival is a priority now.
You don't take that for granted, do you? Let's get started already.
And let's begin. Once we get the case sorted out, let's organize a series of events in chronological order based on what each knows.
Wait a minute. Before that, I have something to say just for a minute, please.
What is it, Nami?
I'm the killer. Okay, yeah, sure. Satsuki-chan?
What did you say that for?
I said, I'm the killer. I'm the culprit who killed Haruhiko Kobashikawa.
Don't play around here, Nami! What did you say all of a sudden?
It's not a joke.
Are you serious?
Don't make me laugh. Do you think that if you claim to be the criminal without physical evidence or logic, you'll become the culprit? But I really killed Haruhiko. It can't be. Stop making bad jokes, Satsuki-chan.
It's the hour thing with Sakura.
It is.
You should explain one step at a time. If we listen and we're convinced, then we can really believe that you're the culprit. Sonny, what is all this? This is how the culprit begins. She said it was a culprit. If it were a normal culprit, they would never confess. But would Sakura really be the culprit? Before making a judgment, let's first listen to Haruhiko Satsuki's story.
I'm just gonna look over it.
Okay.
I just like to be sure that I have the... Okay, no, it doesn't... It didn't tell me the controls. Okay. I think it's just enter, right?
I think it's C, actually. Fast screen is in the room, gunshot chest wound. It's probably the in the room. Actually, let's see. Why are you claiming to be the culprit? Let's hear your reason. Don, Kobasin told me. Are you... Well, okay.
Easy.
Wait, Sasuke. Haruhiko called you? Is that odd?
Is it weird?
The victim, Haruhiko, called you? The culprit? That can't be it. Rather, the victim, Haruhiko, was called by the culprit and went to the arsenal. If you were the culprit, you would know.
You're saying he was called by the killer? That's... I don't know.
That's ridiculous. So that was the point of Haruhiko's room is what he's talking about. The concept like this. So Haruhiko has something to tell you. If you read this, why do you come to the arsenal? I'm not trying to kill you, I just hope you believe me. Oh, wait.
Whoa! If the contents of the letter are true, it makes no sense that Kobashikawa-kun called Sasuke-chan and took her to the arsenal, right? It would be the opposite.
Right, but Sasuke, he doesn't know much about this letter. The killer doesn't know the letter is sent. Nope, it doesn't make sense.
I don't know. What if it was manipulation? Yuki and Saruki wrote that letter, and I didn't know, and you're manipulating things now.
Don't be a thickhead! Obviously this evidence came from Haruki's room!
Don't be a thickhead, Ark.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
So Inami's not the culprit?
Wrong! I really mean it! I'm the real culprit!
As long as the culprit is showing evidence to say that Saki's the culprit, it's hard to tell. I want to make things a little more clear. So let's ask about Haruki's other room, whose source is unknown to the evidence that only the culprit, only they must know.
The hunt!
That's so graphic, Image. Sasuke, if you were really culprit, there's one thing I want to tell me. This isn't like the letter, but a direct clue to Haruki's body. So if you're the culprit, it's a clue that you must know.
What's that?
Haruki's right hand. You recall? His right hand was completely shattered. It's hard to say that this was a gunshot wound. If you're the culprit, can you tell me the true nature of this wound?
I don't know. Why did his hand become that way?
You don't have to talk anymore. You're not the culprit.
Wait a second, I'm telling the truth.
Why are you so committed to the kill? Even if it's real, even if you're the culprit, you only get executed. I don't know what you're thinking, but it's not a joke. If you're unnecessarily confused about reason to choose the wrong killer, we will all die.
Maybe. That might have been the purpose. What? She was close to Haruhiko, who died this time, right? Apparently, it looks like she was in a severe shock, unlike the usual one, when she always talks at random. With that shock in mind, you're trying to make us follow his fate. Isn't that right?
That was it?
Yeah, that is the Aoi thing.
Uh-huh.
She's like, I want everybody else to die too! Absolutely not. Of course, I'm really sad that Haru died, but I'm very much sane. Stop it, Irinami. We haven't even started a proper discussion yet. If the discussion goes on, the killer will be naturally revealed. If you really are the killer, you don't have to rush things. It'll all turn out okay. Sasuke-chan? Oh, alright then. Let's discuss about it.
Has it been roughly organized? She wasted my time by using things. So let's start by the beginning again. When the case started to happen. Oh, hold on a minute. Is it okay to 1 minute before that? In this case, can we assume that Irinami is completely the culprit? No, not necessarily. If Irinami is really the culprit, there's still a possibility there.
That's it?
We haven't started any reason yet. First, there's a possibility from what happened a little while ago. But maybe there's something up. In that way, they will exclude themselves from the suspect line. This is actually joking! We didn't have a spot! It would be impossible to tell!
Hey, you're treating me as a fool right now? I don't think it was on purpose. Quiet! First, as Kinjo says, let's summarize the unfolding of the case.
Oh, right. Well, can we start from the evening before the incident happened?
Oh, that was when me, Maeda-kun, Kobayashi-kun, Otori-kun, and Sasuke-chan, Mikako-chan, and me, 6 people gathered at the restaurant. Maeda-kun called us, and...
At the time, we were at the limit of our hunger, and we all thought to come together and meet each other in the thought that we should somehow unfold a hard policy.
At that time, Teruya suggested...
I told you! I was received by kid! That's what happened! It wasn't my fault being in my shoe!
What's this? I didn't even see your faces the day before the murder took place. I don't know this, so explain exactly what's going on.
Oh yeah, give us a pen and paper. Nominate one victim and one culprit. He asked for one person to vote. Since Monaco banned suicide, it was a plan to set up the case at the expense of 2 people. That was really crazy. I am so sorry.
It's alright. It's all over now. We almost agreed to this plan, too.
It looked like the poor saw from there. I had broken the restaurant because of this, so plan was about to be implemented.
Yeah, Kinjo-kun came in and handed out guns to each of us to commit suicide.
What?
Oh no, nothing at all. Keep going.
Well, that's when we started to fight back at King's Hill. And then we were lucky enough to catch him, and we were judged to be dangerous, so he couldn't move anymore.
Oh, my, sorry. I'm so uneducated today. Continue. So?
The problem starts after this. Thanks to Kinjo, the plan was halted. There was no progress for the day. We locked Kinjo in a room, and then went back to each room. Between this morning, Haruhiko died. I couldn't sleep at all, so I was staying with my eyes open. But I heard something outside in the morning, so I went out and Maiden was asking for help, seeing that the door was not opening. And when you somehow opened the door, you found a body? Yeah, that's right. This case was missing our eyes between the damn dawn hours and there's not much.
Between the damn hours!
The dawn hours and there's not much evidence. So we have no choice but to share
The funny thing is, I read it that way at first, too.
information we know with each other. First, a few alibis can be established just by hearing about this.
Alibis?
Yes, so let's get into the alibis one by one, alright?
Alright.
Oh, jeez. It's probably the testimony.
Yeah.
First off, the only problem I have to excuse myself from the suspect list is it was tied up, right? Oh, certainly, an idea what Kingo commits a crime. This is impossible. I have an alibi too, my enemy. We were together when the BD happened. If so, the ones who can be suspected of the criminal are Mikaru, Taira, Ilnami, Makurukawa. It's those 4 people. But I don't really have an alibi. But it's not me. Sasuke's a killer. You shut up already. Stop causing trouble. If only there was more information that would check out alibis at the time.
Video games!
Yay!
I'm good at them sometimes.
Smart.
Smart.
Wait, come to think of it. I think there was someone who knows the alibis during the dawn detail.
During the damn in detail.
Who is it? During the investigation, Kurokawa, she could testify to me that she has seen Kuwen also in the morning. Right, Kurokawa?
Yes. What? If that's true, then the culprit has already been revealed, right? You're noisy. Be quiet. Hey, dark circles, so who did you see?
Kurokawa's room was right next to the arsenal, so she heard the arsenal's door opening and closing. Of course, the arsenal was soundproofed, so she didn't hear the sounds from the inside. I don't think hearing only the sound is important enough to be a direct witness by testimony.
No, I saw people passing by in front of my door.
What? No way, you've been watching the whole morning? Is that what you mean?
But then, still, it would have been difficult to stay sane in hunger, but watching the hallway all night without sleep is...
However, that worked nicely in reverse. The culprit could have thought that there must have been someone that missed watching the corridor. That's a great achievement, Kurokawa.
So then who passed by? Well, I don't know the time. The exact time is unknown, but it is in this order. First was Haruhiko and Satsuki, from left to right. The arsenal didn't open at the time. A little later, Satsuki went from right to left. She was alone at the time. A little after Uranami passed, Teruya went from left to right. A little while later again, I heard the sound of the arsenal door. Then Teruya went from right to left. And after a while, Haruhiko goes from right to left. Soon after, Haruhiko and Satsuki are together again. Wait a minute, I'm sorry, but wait a minute. I don't know what you're saying. I don't know what's left to right or right to left. Can you tell us a little more clearly?
You're the only one that doesn't understand something before. It's so simple, aren't you? Don't cut it for no reason. Focus and listen. Don't be like that. I'm a little confused too. But let's listen to Kurokawa's story until the end, and then we'll reorganize it. It's no easy to understand manner. Kurokawa, is it everything? So indeed.
As you said, you can assume that the killer had already revealed themselves.
At time of investigation, I didn't know this because Kokar didn't tell me properly. But this is definitely a tremendous amount of information.
Hey, I want to join the discussion too, but can you tell us a little bit more easily?
Oh, sorry, Tyler. I'll organize so easy to understand. But before that, there's something I want to check again. The location of the room each of us was using. If we know this, I think we can probably organize Kokar's information. Well, that's certainly something I want to do and need to move on. From what I roughly checked with each other during the investigation. Everyone remember the structure of the corridor right behind the ballroom?
So stretched together.
Where the rooms are listed, right? As you would know, if you did a little closer examination, there was a small tag on the door of each room.
Boom. Boom.
And according to the door tag, the rooms are distributed in this manner. Markham randomly gives a key for each room. And from what I've investigated, this.
Yay, we get to see Kinjo's stupid haircut again.
Yeah? This is probably how each of us were looking in each room. So when we reconsider Kurokawa's testimony after arranging the distribution of each room used by each person in this way, we can see that a few suspects are eliminated.
Well, I mean, I didn't understand Mikako's words at all.
That's your own fault. Are you gonna blow up your valuable discussion time for something like this, someone like you? Kinzo, it's too far. I think I heard Joey laugh.
No, that was actually Web that time.
Okay. It's important for one person to know about the case, right? I'll rearrange it and explain it to Tyra. Do what you like, preferably as quick as possible.
Kinjo-kun, you still don't seem to forgive me.
Tyra, so the summarize code calls was simply... First, the fact that Kurokawa watched the hallway all morning. Tyra, you heard it earlier, right? And based on what Kinzo summarized, Kinzo's room is room 8. It's a room on the right side of the arsenal. So when you go straight from the entrance of the arsenal to the corridor, as Kurokawa explained a little while ago, what he said was from right to left, was from left to right, and from right to left was based on the direction facing the corridor in Kurokawa's room. Here, I'll make it more easy to understand with pictures.
He just pulls out a pen and paper out of nowhere.
In the order that Kurokawa saw it, Haruhi and Sasuke were the first people that passed in front of the door at this time. She said there was no sound of the arsenal door opening at this time. So I think it's just the two of them passing by. Or they could be going to Haruhi's room, because that's right there. And a little later, she let Sasuke pass by alone again in the opposite direction. So she went back to her room probably. Yeah, so yeah. What after this, she let Toruya pass by. I don't know what you were doing, Toruya.
Look at that look at that face. He wouldn't do a thing.
At this time, she hear the sound of the door opening. Well, he did get scared about the exploding gun, so maybe it's that. This probably means that Toruya went to the arsenal. Yeah, but after a while, the sound of the door was almost heard again, and the Toruya passed in the opposite direction. So he probably planted the exploding gun. That's what I think. Soon after, Haruhi passed by the same direction again. Probably get Sasuke. After this, Haruhi and Sasuke went from left to right again. And at this time, the door to the arsenal was open. Someone went into the arsenal. I really want to suspect Sasuke now. After that, there was no movement for a while, and after a little time passed, Sasuke passed with a by with the sound of also door opening. And there's no Haruhiko this time, so these are all the movements Kokawa saw, and she heard it during the morning. After this, well, she heard the Rocky's also door open right next. But that was probably the sounds of me trying to open the door. Is she telling the truth then? Haruhiko who passed by heard the sounds I made. Santa opened the door to his help at this time.
Yeah, that does put a lot of suspicion on on both Teruya and Sasuke.
That's the summary of what Kurokawa heard and I saw, roughly like this. Do you understand?
Wow, when you explained it to me, I understood it all at once. Thanks. Really? But, wait, if we look from the current events on each step...
Yeah, there's one suspicious person. Do you see it clearly? Can't guarantee 100% that what Kurokawa saw was everything that happened at dawn, but with the information obtained, so now has resulted in one influential suspect of this case. That person is... Well,
is Sasuke more suspicious?
Well, she went in the Osno together with Haruhiko, and then when she left, only Sasuke came out. But I guess Haruhiko could go in the opposite direction. Fuck.
Ow! That hurt.
But then, Teruya, it's the only one who fits to be the main suspect of this case. But that's me. No, Haruhiko was a victim, so he couldn't help it. The fact that Sasuke was close to Haruhiko makes me understand why she was there. But why did Teruya move? Why did you move around like that so early in the morning? Oh, that was once again. Right, I was investigating. Yeah, it wasn't a pattern, so I want to get clues to help even a little bit. Just a few hours ago, you were trying to pick two victims. The guy who was experienced during the investigation was thinking of all these things. Doesn't that sound weird? So then you're probably giving a note to her. Were you the one who gave the note to Haruhiko then? That's all there is. That's all there is to it. The way to fix my mind. People can change their mind easy, you know?
I do think you have a good point that he might have been the one to set up the exploding gun. And that maybe that's probably what happened to his fingers. He went to go pick up the gun, it exploded, his fingers fell off.
The reason randomly fell off. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's considering the fact that where we found the fingers was where you would have a gun. So they probably fell right there because that's where the gun was.
Even if it's true that you did an investigation, if you think about based on Kurokawa's testimony, you were only in the Osno. What kind of investigation did you do in the Osno? When the Osno?
Tori-kun, please stop the pretense and explain properly.
What the hell did you do in the Osno? I never went in the Osno! Yeah? Why does it have to be only me? I did nothing wrong! If you look at Sasuke also went around on dawn. Why am I only suspicious?
Yeah, I'm the culprit. Are you still saying that? I told you to be quiet.
Certainly, Nami is raw under enough suspicion. However, she said she didn't know that there's a vendetta. Nor did she know about how. Oh, okay. Then it's probably Probably Teruya gave Haruhiko the letter instead of the gun, and then. But why did? I mean, if it is Sasuke, then why the? Okay. That's it then. You're gonna take her off the list just because she doesn't know. That's a long shot. And know about anything else about the level of the right hand either. Don't be my secretary. You now said that Urunami is the culprit. And you know about these clues. Well, Urunami claims to be the culprit, but she doesn't recognize these clues on entirely different matters.
Yeah, that is very different. Her saying the culprit and then explicitly trying to claim herself as the culprit and then not knowing is different from claiming somebody else is because you say that you don't. Because it's much easier for you to lie.
Right. And what about Maeda? When I saw him this morning, he was trying to get Arsenal, so Maeda's also suspicious! That just happened! Yes, I won't deny that Maeda is also special because you claim he had been in and out of the Arsenal the previous day, and even this morning. So he had a strange idea of going to the Arsenal again. They're gonna pull the credit thing in the trial 4?
No, I was literally just thinking, it's just with this being like the watermelon and everything room from DR2, it's just reminding me that I hate that they made it that Nagito basically predicted what was going to happen with Kaede in that chapter. I hate it so much.
Nagito?
Yeah, no, right when they were about to go to trial, Nagito talked about, like, a book or something where, he was like, the book, this story, you read it from the perspective of the main character, but the main character, main character commits a crime, but the reader doesn't know about it until the end.
Yeah, you said Kaede, I was confused. I think you meant Hajime.
No, Nagito predicts Kaede's murder.
Oh, right. Okay, I understand. Okay.
Or rather, like, they might have done that and then be like, hey, you know what? We should do that with Kaede.
But this is a separate matter.
But I just hate that they made Nagito predict that.
Uh-huh. But this and that is a separate matter. As a result, Maeda failed into the Arsenal this morning. There was no testimony of Kurikawa. Witnessing in the morning, so it is not suitable for committing a crime. Oh, it was me. I don't know anything about that.
I'm exactly trying to protect him, but relying only on Dark Circle's testimony has a slightly loose time frame. I'm going to ignore it. Do not make me go nuts and move on already.
I know that. It's about the structure of the ballroom, right? They're going to talk about the funhouse again? With the structure of the funhouse? The structure? Think about it. Even if Kurikawa watched the hallway all night, it's all about looking outside the room, seeing the Arsenal door. But if you look at the structure of the ballroom, you can easily enter the Arsenal without passing by Kurikawa's door. Yeah, that's fair. Because we were all at the ballroom for a week, I think everyone should know. But the Arsenal is structured around the dance hall at 360 degrees. In other words, if you go back to the other side, you can enter the Arsenal without being noticed by Kurikawa. Moreover, in the case of Maeda, Kurikawa does not stand out even if he does not use his method and go straight into the Arsenal from his own room, since it was in the opposite side of Kurikawa's room in the first place.
You knew that too.
Maeda's a culprit after all! But there's something you just shouldn't overlook. Even if you use some method to enter the Arsenal without showing your appearance to Kurikawa, there's still a sound of a door opening and closing that can only be heard by Kurikawa.
Huh? But in Mikako-chan's testimony, the sound of the Arsenal opening and closing was always heard before and after someone passed her door.
That's right. After all, the person who walked in and out of the Arsenal Dawn, I can't think of anyone other than these three people who showed up in the testimony. Haruhiko, Sasuke, and Toria. So nice! So, Toria, you went to the Arsenal and wanted to hear your reason to make sure. If it really isn't, there's no reason to be in a panic, right? I just wanted to Arsenal. I just wanted it for a minute! I don't want to think that there will be an end if this goes on like this. What's he really so afraid of? I'm not sure. He doesn't want to say anything. Because, well, I'm not certain, but I have to show more convincing evidence that he knows how to speak with his own words. Come to think of it, there seems to be one suspicious thing about during the investigation. What was it? When there was one investigating something in the Arsenal, let's recall that moment.
Let's recall that moment. Let's recall that moment. Let's recall that moment. It's the spot selection. We did it. It's over. We did it. Case is closed.
I'm to think about it here. Didn't you say something strange to me when you was investigating? What? Something strange? I don't know. I found a gun that was dropped in the corner, and when I checked in to investigate, suddenly you came and told me to not touch it because it will blow up. What do you mean, Maeda? Tell us in more detail. There was a gun in the corner of the arsenal that was hard to see. We didn't investigate why it was in the corner like that. Suddenly, Teruya, who was nearby, ran up and told me not to touch it because it will blow up if I shot. Maybe he said I was going to use a gun.
If you shoot, it'll blow up. What are you talking about?
So then that means Haruhi will try to shoot someone? No, before answering that question, how did he know about it?
We are back. My belly is now full of food.
My belly is still empty of food. Maeda, the gun. Did you probably investigate it? Huh? I examined it roughly, but it was a normal gun with nothing special. I thought it was equipped with a bomb or something. But I thought it was going to be exploded. Probably. It's not like that. Hey, Monokuma.
Eh? Did you call me? I was enjoying this. What's up?
I require you to submit evidence. Bring the gun Maeda mentioned.
What? What are you? Why am I being ordered? Submit evidence? Is that possible?
It is part of the debate on the past trial. There's no problem by the rules. You, the judge, have no right to deny. Overruled.
That's correct. There's no profit to reject it. Besides, if it's part of the discussion, what's the point? Oh, sorry. Gee, I don't really like that attitude. How can you be so cheeky?
Shut up and get already!
Actually, I thought this was going to happen and I brought it from the beginning. Now here you go. Dun 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 dun. How is it?
This is it. It's a bullet. Bullet? It was loaded? It is not a simple bullet. It's a bullet for shotguns and medium-sized rifles. Bullets that do not meet the standard were forced to be loaded to this gun. If you pull the trigger with one of these, a bullet that doesn't fit the magazine, it enters the chamber and blocks the muzzle. And of course, no bullet shell comes out. The pressure from the gunpowder has disappeared from where it's supposed to go. Instead, it goes spreading all over the gun itself. It will end up being shattered.
Wait a minute, but then why did Teruya-kun know about this?
Why? I see now what you did in the arsenal.
Atori-kun, did you change the bullets on purpose? For what reason? The gun in that state. If you hold it with a human hand and fire it, your hand will never be safe. Haruhiko tried to shoot a gun.
Yeah, that's what I said before. You didn't hear it?
No, I didn't.
Okay, so... But yeah, then who's he aiming? When I listened to those words just now, I see a very similar wound I remember in my mind.
What if he tried to kill Satsuki?
No! What? Yes, the source is clear. Haruhi's right hand. I understand now. Haruhi was hit by explosion on the pistol that Kinzo was holding right now. And that evidence was also in the arsenal. That proof is...
Is it the fingers or the bloodstains?
It has to be the fingers because the bloodstains doesn't prove like he held a gun. What? Is it his? Is it his severed hand?
Understand, Haruhiko was hit by the explosion of the pistol that Kenjiro is holding right now. The evidence was also in the arsenal.
It has to be this, right? Because what?
And saying we already used that as evidence. Ark, I think we're not smart.
I don't know what this is trying to say because this doesn't prove because we already got over everything that oh you
Oh.
did you not it's not my fault you didn't go far enough.
Well, I thought it was the fingers of the...
Yeah, that's right. It was in the arsenal. The fragments of gun filled with blood, which appeared to have been burst from the inside. Yeah, I saw it too. Haruko fired a gun wrongly loaded, just like this gun. And the gun he was holding exploded, and his hand ended being ruptured.
Then Atori-kun did this to Kobayashikawa-kun.
Well, wait a minute, I'm sure this gun is the one I touched. Who nobody ordered gun, just one gun? Oh, you admitted it. The fact that he touched the gun. No. Of course, there are two guns with misloaded bullets. It's a little weird, but I'm certain, Teruya, you definitely did something.
Is that really it? I think if we pry a little more, you'll end up confessing everything.
Don't treat me with solid evidence! You just put my head in the gun! You haven't proof I'm a killer! Don't do anything! Give me proof! Evidence! Can't be denied that Teruya is the most powerful suspect right now, but is there any more solid evidence? If we keep discussing, we might see something that we haven't just considered before.
Ah! X to scan.
Right. Yep.
Oh god.
I wonder if you'll figure it out on the first time this time without me telling you.
No.
Alright, let's see what you say first. I don't know anything! It's already been revealed. Stop lying and reveal finally tell the truth. You went to the arsenal, you deliberately loaded the gun wrongly, so the bullets will explode. But don't do that, but this man, the culprit does it! No, it doesn't. Of course you loaded a gun. You can say it doesn't make you the culprit, but the killer loaded a gun on purpose. I'm sure of this. That's probably the one we have to shoot. That's perfect. I'm not kidding, because that's one thing. You probably have to stamp this. You knew that gun was going to explode. What more evidence did you want to see? But Tori-kun, how could you? I should have known the moment we went as pen and paper given. It's not the pen and paper. You mother. The gun was loaded on purpose, but it did that one thing. This thing of Johnson should have. Oh, no! Scan the pen and paper.
Why?
Because you have to shoot that one thing Teruya said. Because,
oh.
Again, you.
Well, I don't get it. I don't.
At least
I can't wrap my head around that kind of stuff.
At least I think that's what this is. All right, let's see. It says when it also dawn, but then when it dawn just to do one action. It's either that one thing is scanned to shoot what Kinjo's saying, or the kill loaded gun blows on purpose. I'm not a killer, but it did have one thing. You're kind of. Okay.
You're just smarter than me.
paper and pen. What? Listen to Tyler's words. I thought about it at the beginning of the trial. You guys remember the letter that you said when you bring Sasuke?
Oh!
You didn't. I've been thinking it was been real all this time. Yeah, how did I come and write this letter? Do we have lost all belongings at the same time we were left in ballroom?
Hearing that, yeah. How did... Oh.
Yes, exactly as Maeda said. Perhaps the night before the murder, there was someone who secretly handed out a piece of paper that had been secretly stolen a paper to ask someone who chose two victims. It's obvious at this point that Korea clearly said that at that time that the paper with pen were not removed from his character from his clothes. That means Korea is the only one of us who has a paper pen in their belongings. Look around! You could have actually found another piece of paper and wrote on it!
Oh, is that so? Should we check it then? Monokuma, bring that letter. I knew that would happen, so I brought it in advance. Here. Now, without the guy making a commotion, let's read it.
This must be. It's the same paper Teruya had.
Then Hattori-kun was the one who sent that letter to Kobayashi-Kawa-kun's room?
Wait a minute, you're forcing me! I handed out a bunch of papers to you guys! After that, Rikiza made a fuss! He might have got it one in a mass confusion! If it's only people, it might be possible. But what about your side? Korea said it was his own words. There's only one pen. No matter how much paper you had, you cannot write a letter without a pen. The pen was always in confusion. Oh, so that means you don't have a pen right now. Because you said you only have one. If you're looking into your belongings and the party clothes you wore, you won't have any complaints, right? That's not allowed!
Why not? Is there something we shouldn't see?
It's decided then. You cannot refuse anymore. He wrote a letter by calling out Haruhiko and bestowed a board to let his hand be ruptured. All of this, that's what you did, Teruya.
Really, you, Hattori-kun? Why? Why'd you do that? Why did you kill Kobayashi-Kawa-kun?
I'm sorry. All you said was right.
After all, you couldn't stand the hunger too?
What else could someone do otherwise? Actually, there was a reason I was thinking about Haruhiko. And there was a reason for what we fought the other day. It was all because of hunger.
Hattori-kun.
So what? Were you hoping with sympathy? Either way, you planned on more than execute it. No, I don't want to take me more excuses not to Haruhiko, but I'm gonna die anyways.
Wait, there's one thing I'm curious about. Why did you go to the arsenal before the victim, work with the gun, write a letter to call him, and then go back to the arsenal?
My plan was originally to summon Haruhiko, and I'd go see him to the arsenal, and it would go with him. As if it had nothing to do with a criminal. Haruhiko and I were supposed to fight, and provoke him, but then him shoot me with the gun I prepared. Once that happens, his hand would fly away without knowing anything, so he would die. In the past, I followed my papa to study guns in America, and he decided to commit a crime by using the knowledge I gained at the time. So I went back to my room and watched to see how he come out. But I was too tired, so I fell asleep again. Morning came. In the end, I don't know the reason why Haruhiko broke his hand. But in any case, it wasn't my fault. The fact that I killed Haruhiko doesn't change.
That was a difficult answer to even predict. I'm glad you're a stupid fool.
In a way, Kurakawa, who was watching the court all day or morning, I think that was a good thing. Thanks to that, my crime was discovered. Teruya, does judgment so far ended with the conclusion that Teruya's the culprit?
No.
It seems that like a long shot, I think. There's still a lot of unsolved questions.
Wait a minute. I've been listening all this time. Something is wrong with this. Teruya's not the culprit. Satsuki-chan, what are you talking about? Hattori-kun just admitted it. I mean, the culprit is me.
I mean, still, who shot him then?
Yeah, I was saying just because, like, yeah, the gun blew up and that was his fault, but that's not what killed him. Are you still saying that? I told you to shut up! Wait, is Teruya really the culprit? Huh? Even you? If I'm right, Teruya is not the culprit. There's still an unsolved mystery.
What are you guys talking about? I'm the culprit, aren't I? I'm almost 90% certain that Teruya is the culprit. But still, there was only to end the trial. I agree that there's an unsolved mystery left.
If we try to vote without anyone speaking up like this, I would have tried to do it, but actually this is the most important part of the case right now. Eh? What? What's this all of a sudden? Wasn't the trial ending like this?
That's right. If we think about it carefully, there's still a lot of parts that we cannot be spinning on the content of this discussion. We'll actually hear why Kurokawa thinks Teruya is not the culprit.
You weren't careful enough even for Kinjo.
What?
Nothing. Anyway, if you listen to the explanation, you'll know right away.
There's something buffered right there. I don't know what happened.
Nothing really.
Okay. Okay. Let's see what I say. Why do you think Teruya is the culprit? When Teruya passed the door to my room, he sent a letter to Haruhiko. Afterwards, he went inside the arsenal for his next plan. But after that, he got us. But even if Teruya did try something, even Haruko's hand was exploded. The direct cause of death is a gunshot wound. Oh, Teruya doesn't mention that he used the gun himself. If Teruya who can call the arsenal before Haruko cannot kill. And one more thing, the arsenal was blocked from the inside. Yeah, it's the wooden plank, I think.
Sticky keys! Owies.
So then, did Haruko block the door himself then?
Well, you had to have, right?
Then what plank? Are you referring to this, Kurokawa?
That's right, Maeda.
You mean the broken wood plank that fell near the arsenal door?
Yeah. According to Maeda, he opened the arsenal door in the morning with Teruya's help.
You're not gonna just say just because they opened the door together, he's not a culprit, aren't you?
That's not it. Think about it. After Teruya entered and left the arsenal in the morning, Haruhiko entered afterwards. Until this moment, the door to the arsenal was open. Then when was the door blocked with the wood planks? Well, when was it? It is for a fact that Kobayashi-kun opened the door and went in. Doesn't that mean that the door was blocked after that? That is true, but according to Dark Circle's testimony, Teruya Otori did not even enter the arsenal after doing his little scheme. In other words, Teruya wasn't the one who blocked the door with a wood plank.
Holy asshole! When I tried to open the door at 8 in the morning, I was embarrassed to know that the arsenal was only been
Excuse me.
was not opening. As I said before, you must pass by Kurokawa's room. Even if you don't, you can head to the arsenal door. After that, the door to the arsenal. was opened one more time. At that time, Toria finished his plan.
That's impossible. Since Haruhiko was the last one to enter, the arsenal door has been only opened once. If Teruya went in and out of the arsenal, I would have heard the sound twice.
Well, for starters, what plank was used to crash the door, I guess? If you do something like this from the inside, won't you be able to come out?
That's true. But even if you put a plank by some trick from outside, there wasn't just one plank. You know what I'm talking about, right, Maeda?
It wasn't just one plank. Yes, I saw it clearly. The thing that fell from the plank near the door, and at the same time, it fell to the ground as soon as the plank was crushed and made a loud noise. The thing was...
It was the fingers!
Yeah? Right, the objects you were separated from the plank, you mean? The flash and smoke grenades, right?
Flash and smoke grenades? Excuse me. Ah, is that those things that were near the door?
Yes, when Toria and I first opened the door, we heard a shattering sound from the inside, and immediately afterwards, a tremendous amount of light and noise hit us. And after a few moments, when we opened our eyes, the arsenal was filled with smoke. After pulling out the plank from the handle, the door was open, and the plank fell by the effort we did.
Ow! Okay. That's right. Now you see, it's impossible to block the door like that from the outside. What? Then are you saying Atori-kun is not the culprit?
Wait a moment, but it was me who had a gun ready to explode! It was the reason Haru shot the gun and then exploded on his hand!
I told you a little while ago. It is true that Haruhiko's right hand was ruptured, but the cause of death was the gunshot wound. Teruya, you only prepared the gun, but you didn't shoot Haruhiko, did you?
No! Then... Hold it. Teruya had an obvious more intent. Now, it's not contradicting to say that he isn't a culprit.
He said it is a contradiction.
Now, it's a contradiction to say that he isn't the culprit.
What's wrong, Mr. Psycho Cop? Using forceful logic in that way doesn't seem like it would reach an answer like this. Dark Circles is right. I don't think Teruya Otori is the killer either.
Then who is the culprit? You're saying it's impossible for Teruya to block a door. However, no one else can do it.
That's true. It's the biggest mystery in this case. So what you're all saying is, in short, it's an impossible crime.
No, it's not. The killer and person just had to work together. It's just 3-5 with Kaito and Kokichi again. I know who it is, and I hate it.
I think it's Satsuki.
You finally came around to it, huh?
I said that earlier. As soon as they talked about, what was it? As soon as they said that, as soon as I realized that, he was the one that blew up his own hand with the gun, I had a feeling it was Satsuki. Though I don't know exactly why yet.
Yeah, I mean, why is the
my thinking is maybe he tried to kill her with the gun. It blew up in his hand. But I don't know why she would kill him in return.
An impossible crime?
What does that mean?
It's really what it means. The incident happened, but no one in this state is capable of causing the incident itself. That can't be. I can affirm there's no such thing as impossible crime in this world.
I agree with this. There is no unsolved problem in the world. There actually is, but whatever.
When a
result has happened, it means that was a series of processes. But in this case, how do you explain it?
To assert that this was an impossible crime, you gave up on the case. There's a secret that has not been solved where the thoughts don't reach the end.
But if neither Kinjo-kun and Makaru, who always knew the critical points of this case, were confused enough to say that, it's already a mystery that can't be solved?
Shut up. Do I look like I'm panicking right now?
Sorry, but it looks like that. It's been a few days now, but these days you're not yourself at all. Just like Maeda-kun before coming to the ballroom.
You're being the annoying damn criminal! Inzo, why are you saying that? It's not really like you to get so emotional so easily.
Ignore it. Now we're on a trial. This is a life or death war. If you take care of someone who loses their temper during a war, you'll have to go through them. There's no other option.
This person or that person. I'm done. Again, this case isn't an unsolved crime. Let's organize the information. Inzo. First, even if we put on hold to his claim that crime is impossible, it will be necessary to look at the case from a different point of view. A different point of view? In retrospect, all of the reasoning we've done so far is based on Kurokawa's testimony. Let's step back here for a moment. Has anyone ever seen Kurokawa spy in the hallway? What? What do you mean? In short, Kurokawa's testimony is not too blind. But if Kurokawa's words 100% true, she would be hungry in extreme circumstances. What did Bale with that in mind? Lastly, there could be a possibility that Kurokawa was the culprit. When that idea comes up, she could be playing with all of us.
Kinjo. Hey, did you go crazy? Do you really flip around that fast? The stuff comes from your mouth.
What? I'm talking about possibilities.
At the time of Tamori's murder, during Kinjo's testimony, you put a thread on our private room doors to prove our alibis. But that was evidence that no one else knew other than you. It's the same story.
It's different from that. What I've been doing at that time is from what I've been doing here before the incident. And this is just simply what you've seen in her testimony.
It is meaningless to condemn the truth or falsehood in a testimony. Did you forget what you said? It's utterly disappointing, Tsurugi Kinjo. Even though, as many you were just a crazy guy, I admired your reasoning skills, but now you've stopped thinking with your head.
But since the situation is quite desperate, I think he's trying to do everything he can. Kurokawa, is there no way to prove it? Your testimony, I mean.
I don't know why I have to do this. Why not ask Satsuki or Teruya? Huh? You've heard about my testimony. Teruya admitted that he entered the arsenal a while ago. What about Satsuki? If I was out at dawn, well, like Kurokawa said, well, since I'm the killer above top, of course I wandered around at dawn. Even if we ignored the backstory, Dark Circle's testimony is reliable in its own right now. If I were you, I would have known that right away without having to do this cumbersome work.
You're noisy. As long as the reason hits a wall, it's a way to do what you can.
You admitted with your own words that your reasoning was blocked now. That's funny.
Be quiet, Makaru! You think you're on the same level as you are right now? Do you think you're in a position to mock others now?
That's enough.
How come Kabbalah something is powerful with the test trial? Everyone, don't get worked up. This is a difficult case. We can see probability more than usual. So let's calm down and look back again from the beginning. There must be something we missed. Sorry. As Maeda says, I was getting too excited. I apologize.
Huh, then Taria Hattori is not the culprit, I'm sure, up to this point.
Even if that's true, we'll have to double check. Taria, are you really sure you haven't sent a letter to Haruki and load the bullets? Well, yes. I'll say, I still can't believe I'm not a culprit. I didn't read the medical file properly, so in a hurry, I saw the right line ruptured, and I guess I was the one who did it.
That probably isn't a lie. Taria really thought he was the killer. He said a little while ago, as if confessing. He told us he was going to be executed. It's not likely, but something came to my head. Can I speak? Go ahead. An accomplice. Or in fact, there were two culprits. How about it? Dismissed. Anyways, all opinions from your brain are like that or what? I didn't even expect it. Rubbish opinions like that. Story not worth considering. Anything like that, just crumple it, take it out of your brains, and throw it into the trash. That's unfair. I just did that because I was just thinking my own way.
If Taria had an accomplice, there would have been a person who objected at the time of him being accused of the culprit. Even if not, Taria would have confessed everything and made a mistake in the end.
But what if there was a real criminal and pointed out Tori-kun is the culprit? Everyone except the real culprit dies, right? Can't you think about a development like the culprit used a Tori-kun? Oh, you're using your head. But that wouldn't be it. Even if a culprit secretly works behind Taria Tori to cover up his sins, it's impossible to work without him because of the limited circumstances of the arsenal.
And even there is an accomplice, if we believe using Kurokawa's testimony. The only suspect remains is Uranami, so she can't be. Huh? Wait a minute. I have a thought of something passed like a flash in my head just now.
No, I am the real culprit.
You're relentless. Why are you claiming to be the killer? Even after that, you don't know anything about this case. The more you claim to be the culprit, the more you claim your innocence. You still don't notice? Let's organize our thoughts. First, Taria's not a culprit. He didn't shoot. What Taria did was call Haru by using a letter and make a trap that exposed the gun by misloading a bullet. And the person who killed Haruhiko is himself. In other words, what a real culprit did, what Taria didn't do, that is. Grab a gun to kill Haruhiko, mess up the interior of the arsenal, and finally lock the door with a plank and the grenades. Taria doesn't know what a real culprit did. If we think like that, conversely, what does the culprit know what Taria did? No, the real culprit won't know what Taria did. As Mikko said earlier, what Taria did was unknown to anyone since he was in the closed space of the arsenal, unless the culprit directly sees it or Taria tells him in advance.
And who is the killer?
Wait, guys. There's something I want to check for a moment. Maeda? Before Kurokawa walked away in the morning, from that point on, what if someone was hiding inside the arsenal? Could it be such a case?
No, I don't think it would happen. Kinjo was tied up, and I saw Tyra going to the room before. Makaru, the last time she went to the empty room to the left of the dance hall, she didn't exit the room at all. When did you see this? Well, you're right. I was investigating the empty room all day long.
And there are only two suspects that Kurokawa has seen, and they don't know what each one has done. In other words, the real culprit doesn't know that Haruko received a letter, and we don't know why their hand was ruptured. But for some reason, Haruko was shot with a gun and killed. Someone who can fit a conviction right now. That turned themselves going to start a trial. Enter the suspect view since they came to move at dawn, and no one else can bring the crime to this stage. But is this boy really a culprit? If so, why in the world? Why the All of you guys won't want to admit it, but I think I know now. The identity of the culprit.
What? Maeda-kun, you know the killer?
The person who satisfies all the conditions as the true culprit in this case. It can only be you, Satsuki. What? Satsuki's a killer?
Hooray! You finally came to think of me as the culprit. Only Yuki understands me. I'm so glad.
Wait, Maeda. Look at her now. She was picked as a culprit, but she looked rather content. You really think that Satsuki is a culprit? Think about it. The only person who can possibly do this is Satsuki. The beginning of the trial, when Satsuki came out saying she was a culprit, we were trying to interrogate her to see if she really was. However, Satsuki has no idea what Kalele was Kohigo, his right hand, which we thought Koa would know. Of course, so we thought because of these reasons that she wasn't a real culprit. But take a look. The two things mentioned only are actually from Korea's doing, not the culprits. We didn't know that there was someone who killed Haruhiko by shooting him with a separate gun. So on the contrary, did the culprit know that Korea sent a letter and destroyed his hand? Probably not. It would be impossible to know Korea's actions unless he himself told the culprit in advance. And the real culprit would be a person who doesn't know why the letter was sent to Haruhiko's room. His right hand exploded. Even though they didn't know why his hand ended up that way. And there is someone who meets these conditions. The person who confessed with their own voice that he killed Haru. By shooting them, but didn't mention about the right hand nor the letter. And that person is Satsuki.
Well, I'm not sure what you're saying because it's difficult, but anyways, that's right. It was me. I killed Haruhiko. I think Maeda-kun's reasoning makes sense, but I don't understand why Satsuki chance is being like this. Why did you do this, Satsuki-chan? Why do you like it so much when you're being named as a killer? Kobayashi Kawa-kun, who was close to you with your own hands, how can you say so lightly that you killed him? Weren't you sad? Think again, incompetent. Of course, it's possible to commit the crime as you said. There's only that woman, but that is absolutely not the reaction of a killer. I'm not crazy. It's very normal.
Actually, I don't know why Satsuki reacted like that. I keep saying that she's the culprit. However, I can't think of any other reasoning.
Maeda's words make sense. In fact, at the time, Teruya was not found to be the killer. It was enough to doubt Satsuki because of the circumstances. Maybe as soon as the trial began, Satsuki couldn't be the culprit. We were stuck in stereotypes, and we didn't think about it more thoroughly.
Satsuki, I'll check once more. Are you the culprit? Haruhiko, you killed him with a gun in your hand?
Yes, that's right. I'm the killer. But wait, if you're the real culprit, can you explain why you're so positive? You're like the one constantly appealed to as the culprit. I don't know, just when the trial had started, it became bothersome to make excuses. So that's why I just confessed. Now if it's decided, go ahead and execute me.
You sound so fucking like that. Don't look at you, flip on the contrary.
I have my doubts too. In the first place, Satsuki-chan doesn't have a personality to kill. Even she is resolute to this point. Like Makaru said, it would rather seem like Retruth and Rock Killer were gonna die together. That's not it at all, I'm just telling the truth.
You do, it's hard to make sure but after and then when the killer is attribute as a cat. It's a reaction that defies understanding, like Makaru said. Even like this. Can I still point Sasuke the culprit? Everybody, stop! Why do you think about a crime is possible, but a reaction is weird? Wake up already! The crime's impossible, even for Sasuke!
Why is that?
Well, Kinzo, based on the testimony by Kurokawa, Haruhiko, Korea, and Sasuke in the original Dawn, of them, Korea was the first to come at Arsenal, and then Haruhiko entered Arsenal. Because he was walking through the corridor with Sasuke. Just before this point, if we entered Arsenal together, that means perhaps it was at this point that Haruhiko used the gun. And this is likely to be true just by looking at the sounds of the Arsenal opening and Sasuke coming out alone from the corridor. Back off, Maeda. You said it with your own words just now. Sasuke kills Haruhiko and gets out of the Arsenal all alone. If she came out, how did she lock the door then? Huh? It's a clue that you guys found and check yourselves, right? It is impossible to block the door from the outside in that way. If so, the killer was in the arsenal at least until Marina and Teruya opened the door. However, Sasuke came on the arsenal before this! Does that sound like she'll be the killer? And if you look at Sasuke's reaction, that girl used as weapon, but it seems she does know that the arsenal was blocked. So now what? Is Sasuke a ninja now?
Haruhiko probably just, since he didn't die right away, he probably did it on his own to try and get suspicion off of her. It seems obvious to me.
Yeah.
What was that again? Oh, wait, I know. Maybe you don't know. But what if you use the plank of wood as a barricade? Seems you were asleep during the trial.
How about it? Is there anyone who still thinks Sasuke is a culprit? After listening to Kinzo, it seems like Sasuke is really not the culprit.
In the end, the problem lies with the arsenal door being blocked. If we solve this, there should be no problem, even if Satsuki's the culprit. Even if you think about it again, it is impossible to put a wooden plank inside the arsenal from the outside with grenades on it. There's no time frame at all.
I think the current prerequisites were all wrong. The public here probably won't solve this mystery. I'd rather go back to the very beginning and reorganize the case instead.
Well, that sounds nice and all, but I hate it when a trial is taking too long, don't you? It's not a warning, but you better wrap things up soon.
Alibis
Dude,
are gone.
we've been going for like an hour and 20 minutes. One of the trials was like 3 hours long.
Uh-huh.
What are you talking about? Like, yeah, you guys are taking too long.
Yeah, Ayama's trial was really, really long for some reason, and then the other later ones are really short. Kuriko's testimony to his behavior, the wood plank that blocked the arsenal, and Sasuke's incomprehensible reactions. Maybe have we missed something else? Why does Sasuke have that attitude in the first place? Even Kido seems to be confused. Our reason is at a very poor right now. I think Kido's right. Blocking the door to Sasuke. This is a big problem. The matter's getting more and more complicated. Right now, this is the most complicated aspect of the case.
I kind of hate this kind of stuff because it's like, I feel like I know the answer, and then I have to just wait for them all to figure it out.
Yeah? Also, the wood plank for grenades.
And like, it feels really obvious to me.
How to block the door from the outside.
Wait, you don't need to go back to the start. If you think about it a little, it should become clear.
Isn't on a wait, it's a waste of time.
Wait a minute, what's the reason for the flash grenade and the smoke screen? At the moment the door opens, if the criminal hidden inside escapes through the light and smoke, then the trick to block the arsenal from the inside is solved. But I'm afraid not, this was already mentioned. It's ridiculous when you think about Dark Circle's testimony at the very beginning. It's been seen that both Teruya Tori and Satsuki Uranami, both of them came out of the arsenal. Inside the arsenal, the last one who came out was Satsuki, I'm sure. But opening the door and coming out of the arsenal means the door was not blocked until that last moment.
Whoa, does that mean that the body of Haruki was left alone in the arsenal until just before Baina and I opened the door together in the morning?
What is that? It doesn't make sense. It wasn't that the body was alive and blocked the door alone. This is starting to sound creepy somehow.
Huh?
Exactly.
What did you just say?
Huh? That started to get creepy.
No, not that. Before that.
The body moved and blocked the door like a zombie from a movie? Well, of course it won't. Such health science is...
It's scientific. It's like a field full of your eyes. It's scientific.
What the heck did you just say? I'll have you know I'm a cutting-edge science project.
The body moved and blocked the door? Of course, reality does not exist. But as Teruya said earlier, it was Haru Owen who remained in the arsenal until the end. No way! Could it be? Who's blocked the door to the arsenal? That whose identity is?
Oh, wait.
Yes?
I got the thing for this.
Okay.
Because, DB gave me the stuff. So I don't have to blindly guess. Okay, I guess it's just enter, probably. if I can actually... Oh my god, really? What? There we go. Wait, is it going backwards? Okay. Maybe it isn't. I have no idea. Wait, hang on. God, I can't. Oh my god. I'm not a PC gamer.
Yeah, I can tell.
Okay, well, is that what that symbol is? Oh my god, I'm on the damn thing. What the fuck?
What?
The one that it's written down isn't here! Oh, I have to hit it multiple times.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Also, I'm pressing the fucking enter button and it's not doing shit. I'm pressing the button! Jesus! This aiming system is really shitty.
Shit. Has to be only him. They didn't even point to block you to go to the arsenal.
Really? Maeda-kun, you know who the killer is? I don't think you're just about to say it was Kobayashi-kun just because the body would move, right? I was just joking.
No, thanks to you, I could come up with something else. That's right, the only one who could block the arsenal door was none other than Haruhiko. Yeah, Haruhiko was a culprit!
You're saying he committed suicide?
Wait, have you forgotten?
Oh my god, you guys are all so stupid.
As Monica...
Sorry. Accidentally.
Haruhiko was murdered by someone other than himself. That's why Monica treated this as a good case of classified that was held like this.
No, Maeda never said that he committed suicide. He said the person who blocked the door of the arsenal was Haruhiko.
What?
Like Maeda said, the person who killed Haruhiko with a gun is the killer, Satsuki. But it was possible for Satsuki. The task of blocking the arsenal, but that was possible for Haruhiko. How about it? This reason why Satsuki can't be the culprit is now gone.
No, that can't be possible. The fact that Haruhiko blocked the door to his arsenal is just a simple assumption. That may be possible contact, but there's no evidence for this.
Yes, there is.
No, there's proof of this. I don't mean I will just because Haru blocked the door with any evidence. The kingdom wouldn't be unaware of this evidence. Why is he arguing so much? No, let's not bother right now. Now the case comes first. The evidence that Haru may be blocking the auto doors.
What?
It's evidence. It's the blood. Blood? The blood that's spattered in the arsenal. Everyone has seen it, right? Didn't you think it was a little strange looking?
Oh, certainly felt a little weird. You know, like it was a road made by blood rather than a blood spot.
That's right. It looks like blood stains wandering around the arsenal. After Haruhi was shot, what explains he was bleeding? While looking for bullets, flash, and smoking grenades?
It is plausible, but would it be compelling that Haruhiko himself locked the door of the arsenal simply by looking at its blood? It's not reasoning, but a realm of speculation. But it's not a contradiction. Only Haruhiko has a certain possibility, and even if the culprit dragged the body, there's no reason for it, only leaves evidence behind.
No, it is a contradiction. Kinjo! I conceded that all of my words were all true. But Haruhiko was murdered by a very cruel killer. Let me ask a simple question. Why in the world would a victim help allowing more tricks for the killer? Well, if not, to leave evidence for the crime. The answer is, you don't know about that. But if you wander around over elemental things, and look at the only information left, in that case, it makes sense that it is Haruhiko that just closed the door without even process of elimination method. This is not about being emotional. This is about the victim helping the killer. It can't be such thing. Stockholm syndrome? I don't believe in any of that crap. That kind of thing is just psychotic. Even after tries the premise of the killer has some kind of kindness and behavior towards the victim. But does that reflect reality? Did the killer show kindness to Haruhiko? No. Rather, they murdered him in cold blood. But your reason is worse. Not to mention forced to feel far-fetched.
Hey, what is the Stockholm Syndrome? It's when victims are held hostage by a robber or kidnapper, but rather they think of them as their saviors. It's a phenomenon that antagonizes rescuers, police, etc., and they take the criminal side.
It's weird. If you were the usual you would rather have rolled out such emotional things and reason it would have been out by considering the logical situation. You said I was being emotional? Yes! This is natural! You just don't see it. If the victim who deserves salvation, the reason of offers evil, becomes impossible to reason with. This choice is not logical here! Even them is what I have to do. Can't leave alone with pretentious reasoning. Besides that, little loopholes in your reasoning. I'll just do what I have to. I'll refute you!
He's just like so blinded that he's like, no, the victim would never have feelings for the criminal.
All correct reasoning with ridiculous reason, right up. What the hell are you doing, Kinzo? You know better than no more to refute you. Make an unacceptable reason from my point of view. And that's what happened. It shouldn't happen. If it's said it's revealed, you don't do it, Maria! How can you argue against this?
I'm curious to hear Skippin / Psycho Cop. So... Okay, I think I remember. Oh, well, it wouldn't have told me anyway. I hit the button by accident, but whatever. And I also am very certain I know which one it's going to be.
Say something that makes sense, Maeda!
Oh my god.
Why does the victim have one like have a helpful pillow? Besides, if you listen to Inami, he tried to kill her by himself! He is on self-defense! Let's not forget to leave Wakuzo the culprit! Why would I help a kid with his own death? However, it's impossible to actually wrong good. Also, you know this, right? At that point, if his own Hakuno was done this. The natural blood stains support this fact. Those are the blood spots. The body will kill him with a body. Both Haruki was shot in the chest. Without seeing anything, instant death. What? Okay. That was kind of fun, though. Just weird. Kinzo, that's wrong. Haruki did not die immediately. You can say whatever you want, Maeda. As I said, Haruki has his test years. If a bullet hit his body with a wound like that, you would have no choice but to die immediately. No! Haruki did not die immediately! The wound was stuck, but the bullet penetrated Haruki without getting stuck in his body. Because the amount of shock is relatively less than one that gets stuck. It was never possible to move. Speculations. Anyone can be that client. Stop it now, Kinzo! Not speculation. It was you, Kinzo! Me this.
Incompetent, is that true? If it's about the bullet pierce, of course I'm well aware of it, but was it the cop who told you about this?
Yes. During the investigation, I thought he had died because he was shot in the chest, but Kinzo told me. I heard that his death might not have been immediate, but he still kept breathing, so he was able to move for a more time. I'm just saying as a guess only.
Kinjo-kun, why are you arguing so much? In this case, it's like you're the culprit. We named Satsuki-chan as the culprit, and Kobayashi-kun did the back work, but why are you still arguing so much?
Shut up, criminal! Haruhi was murdered. He was also labeled as a victim. They had to protect. Victim who deserved protection was actually on a killer's side. Something like that. It can't be.
Kinjo. Yeah, I can't listen to this far-fetched logic. According to your logic, Kazuna Tomori was also a victim, but in reality, she's actually a terrifying bitch who was planning a crime. Are you saying that you would tolerate Tomori's murder plan?
In this case, was due to action, not the victim.
Also, refuting such a subject to the incompetent, which it was, Haruhiko Koboshikawa tried to kill Satsuki Uranami. It makes no sense to help him in a situation where it leaves more evidence to the culprit. But look here, the victim you had to protect was the reverse toward after trying to kill someone. They were very good citizens indeed.
No! What the hell am I? So many days. Man. Kinzo.
He pass out? Kinjo-kun is down.
Kinzo, wake up.
Kinjo. Hey, hold it right there. We're still on trial. I don't admit going out of the courtroom at your own will.
But Kinzo is.
Oh, it's a headache. Fainting and getting upset during a trial. It's a taboo to get out from the courtroom during the trial. But I guess it can't be helped. Kinjo-kun, I'll take him to the dormitory. You guys don't have to move. Stay in your seats. Well, he just shattered his entire worldview, so he passes out. Everyone's been waiting for a while, right? Kinjo-kun arrived safely to his dorm bed, so don't worry about it. Let's continue the trial. But this doesn't make things fun. Now Kinjo-kun is outside the courtroom. The fact that he was sent out means he wasn't the culprit. Now the number of people has decreased by 1. Dun dun dun.
So you'll be okay.
It's the first time that Kinjo looked like that. As Monokuma said, we're still on trial. Forget about him for now. He's not even dead, is he? Alright.
Uh, so, where we left off?
The culprit is Satsuki. She couldn't block the door of the arsenal. Only Haruhiko.
Is it okay to make this decision then? Does anyone have a different opinion?
Different opinion? I think it's the only thing we have? There's no disagreement. Of course, it's logical. As Sariki just said, I also don't understand why Haruhiko in the victim's position helped the killer. That's, well, I don't know either. After all, it's like we won't get a different decision now, right? If you name me as the culprit, there will be no complaints and no one will be dissatisfied. Wait, not yet. Huh? What else? You said that there was no reason to disagree. Why did Haruhiko help the killer? And why this killer is so excited?
Same goes for me. Sasuke, the reason about this case is over. Perhaps only looking at the reason result, I can't argue that Sasuke is you're the culprit. However, why? Why? Call yourself a killer? Are you trying to die?
Why, you ask? Well, like I said earlier, it became a nuisance, so that's a good reason, right? I'm not good at lying, but I think I do better than you. Don't mess around, you'll be executed if you let this go. But if you die, the truth of this case will remain as a matter that will be solved. Moon doesn't give up until I know 100% the problem I've challenged.
Please tell us, Sasuke. If you really are the culprit, you ever do take responsibility for the actions? Tell me. When I thought I was a culprit, all I could do was get blamed.
What are you trying to hide? Let's hear it, Satsuki. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just the culprit. That's all I am.
What? She's so astounding!
I don't know.
Sasuke! Honestly, I had to force you to open your mouth, Sasuke. About the secret of his incident in which Haru was involved, and the reason for your actions in claiming that you were the real culprit all along. Time to quiet down the clown.
Ugh. Oh, my ear hurts. So, I shouldn't have to reload anymore. I should just be able to go.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes it a lot easier.
Oh, gee. What? This is wrong. I need to explain. You have nothing more to say. You got it one try this time.
Yeah, no, that skill makes that game basically trivial.
Okay, that's good. The reason isn't over yet, Sasuke.
But it is already over.
No, it's not. There's one more thing we've overlooked and crossed. Does anyone know? Yeah? Was it anything like that?
As Satsuki-chan said, wasn't the reasoning over? It's about the pistol that destroyed Haruhiko's right hand.
That's right. Because we decided what Karu was doing earlier, we went over it. Actually, if you think a little bit, it wasn't Karu that destroyed Haruhiko's right hand. What are you saying? That makes no sense, Maeda! The place the board Haruhiko grabbed the intended in his right hand was destroyed!
Stupid fool. If what you say is true, the gun he touched should have been shattered as well. Why would it remain intact? Come to think of it, even when Haruhiko was rushed as the culprit, he said he didn't know why it ended up like that.
That's right. I was 3 hours for excuses. when I think about it again, if Haru uses the gun as intended, the gun should have blown up.
Teruya, are you sure you didn't touch the two guns?
Right, I gotta show you this. Trust me, I don't touch one gun unconditionally.
Wait a minute. Then won't it give you more weird? Unless Teruya-kun did it, why did Kobayashi-kun get caught in the same trap Tori-kun did and injured his right hand?
It can't be deduced by us alone, except for one person, Sasuke.
I don't know.
No, you most likely know why. Sasuke, don't you remember? At the beginning of the class trial, you said, Haruhi tried to shoot you. And then you grabbed the gun and shot him in self-defense and ended up killing him. From here on out, just my thoughts. If your words are true, wouldn't it have been that Haruhi drew the gun would explode?
He knew it was going to explode?
Did he really make it bring his hand? Was he trying to commit suicide? Maybe so.
Ugh.
Let me tell you this. This is just unfounded imagination. Just listen for now. I don't know how someone changed the bullets in the same manner that Teruya did, but it probably was Haruhi himself who did it. Since the second half of the trial, the word suicide continued to rattle. Because this case was as true as an ordinary murder scenario. But in the end, Haruhi did not commit suicide because Monokuma doesn't deal with suicides. Even if he wanted to commit the act, he would have done it because he just ends a wasted death. So perhaps he thought about it like this. Was Haruhi trying to save Sasuke?
Tried to save her?
Deliberately aiming at Sasuke, the gun that the explosion was shooting. Surprise, Sasuke shoots in response. Even if he's shot the floor, he doesn't get hurt and only his hands fly away. And because Sasuke's shot hit him, his death wasn't treated as suicide. Later, when Sasuke leaves in surprise, he remains alone in the arsenal. He himself does the extra effort to make the case even more complicated. Like, for example, blocking the door to the arsenal and messing with the guns. Well, of course there's no evidence of this. It's just my imagination. The fact that Haruhi blocked the door seemed to be trying to help the killer, but thought about it as the basis. Haruhi, in order to save Sasuke, means he killed his life?
Hold on. That's plausible, but you always finish with the line of imagination. There's a 0% chance that the competence words are true. Why? I was listening to Maeda-kun and I was rather thinking that was the truth. Think first. He gave up his life and tried to save someone else? Humans aren't that simple. They would be afraid to do it. Even in an ordinary circumstance. But even more unreasonable in an extreme situation where there's no food and living like us. But not long ago, Hatsuno, for Taira, she threw away her life. Ayame-chan. That's not the case now. At that time, even the most extreme situation wasn't there, and she didn't save Akane Taira with 100% pure intentions. Did you forget? Ayame Hatsuno clearly had a desire to save Akane, but she also wanted to escape from here. She committed murder with such a sloppy heart, although she eventually revealed her true face to us. However, in the case of Haruhiko, like Ayame, there is not a single reason for themselves. According to the incompetent, he gave up his life 100% purely to only save Satsuki. No matter how close Haruhiko was to Satsuki, it would be absurd to say that they were family members and gave up their lives in those extreme circumstances. Of course, if that's true, then it deserves my respects.
I know. What is the most unfounded idea? You really had to feel like that.
Of course, I'm not saying that's absolutely impossible like that crazy cop. I don't think so, but it is absurd if he had been thinking of Satsuki like that. He would have done something earlier, but I don't have a clue. But if Maeda-kun's words are wrong, how do you describe the reason for his right hand? I'll have to think about that more.
As expected, it's not going to work out the way I thought. It seems like it's too absurd as my code says. It's very difficult for someone to make a decision in order to save a life to the point of even giving up his own life. Anyways, there's no objection that Sasuke is a culprit, is there? Do we really want to go over how you hold his right hand?
I'd like this wrapped up as soon as possible. I'm getting bored of it.
No, but we have to know the truth of this case.
It's true.
What?
Yuki, are you psychic? It's exactly as if you read someone's mind.
What are you talking about?
I don't feel like an adult to keep trying to hide it and be a nuisance to all of you. I don't think the trial will ever be over at this rate. And as Yuki said, as long as you commit a murder, you gotta be responsible for it.
Satsuki.
Where should I start? Oh, yeah, since Kobazin came to my rooms early in the morning, you know, until this moment came, I couldn't imagine how everything played out. Who is it? Kobazin? What's wrong? Carrying around a doll like this, you'll get hungry. I think I'm gonna die hungry than killed.
Satsuki, this is not a joke, so listen seriously. I have something to say to you.
Kobazin? Okay, alright, tell me.
It will take a little time. Follow me for a minute.
Koishikawa, isn't this the arsenal? Why this place?
Satsuki, is your body okay? You haven't eaten in a few days now. Is it painful?
Yeah, I'm hungry enough to die, but except for that, I'm fine. What's this all of a sudden? It's giving me goosebumps.
Actually, I have a favor to ask of you.
What do you want to ask?
Kill me.
What are you saying? Did you commit sin for being a perv? I don't get it. It's delightful that Kobazin is lusting for his girls, but it's not enough to kill you.
I said I want to play around!
Sorry.
No! It was my bad. Sorry, I shot out of nowhere. Damn it! How would I explain this?
Koishikawa, are you about to die?
I've been thinking all this time. When this division was born, I was our fault, right? Even if we had little food left, it wouldn't have been so serious.
I can't deny it.
Besides, until now, Kinza was calling the arsenal, so no more occurred. But eventually, Kinza went crazy. No one was calling the arsenal right now. If we don't make a decision now, someone will definitely come in and murder.
So that's what you want to say, okay. You mean that the two of us who are the most guilty will take responsibility?
Honestly, I don't want to involve you. It was me who possessed to eat the food. I wanted to end up by dying if I could. But I remembered Monokuma's words. A murder case must happen in order to escape the ballroom, and suicide is not accepted.
In the end, you can't solve it alone, so you need someone else's help, but the person who helps will also be bound to be executed for being the culprit, so I'll be in risk of death too.
Yeah, I have no other person to suggest, only Tori or you, who said the same crime. But you know, me and him are in bad ways right now. Of course, I have no intention to recommend this. But the moment you accept this, you will die, Sasuke.
Okay, I'll cooperate.
What? What?
I'm saying I'll do what you want.
So sudden like this? Will you be okay with it? You're gonna die?
Well, even if we're in the ballroom, we're gonna die anyways.
That's not what I...
Rather than staying still like this and watching my friends become murderers or starving them to death, I prefer to save everyone and die with you.
Sasuke. Damn it. I'm really sorry. Because of me, you were the all good girl.
However, there's one condition.
What condition?
I don't want to kill you, so you kill me.
What? What are you talking about? This thing, no matter what way we die. What? Why do you want to die by my head?
If I become the culprit, I'll be executed by Monokuma then. I hate that. I'd rather be killed by you.
You get to grab a gun and also kill anyone, kill me. But do you think it hurts a lot when you start?
It's not pain or a problem. I don't like being killed by a thing like Monokuma.
Want to? No. There's no way I can kill you.
The same goes for me. How can I kill you?
There'll be no evidence. Instead of fighting, why don't we sit down with this nonsense?
That's because you first look at me and suggest the impossible thing to kill you.
If you can't, why do you accept it? What are you doing?
That's no good. I've already decided.
They killed me already!
Again, I can't do that. I really value you, so killing my friend is...
I'm happy they're your favorite, okay?
Well, your face is blushing.
Idiot! Talking about an important video, we're going back and forth! Not messing around! Oh, my stomach hurts when I eat anything.
You okay?
You know, we don't have much time left either. It's a fact that I might die tomorrow. In the meantime, there's maybe be in pain or planning a moto.
Everyone's in trouble.
Satsuki, what if we do it like this? Have you ever seen a Western movie?
Western movie? Haven't seen it, but I know what it is. They walk back and forth in the courtyard, then turn around and shoot each other at the same time after some time passes.
Yes. Let's decide with that.
Do a shootout. Oh my god, that's like weirdly adorable.
In the worst case of this, we could kill each other, but it's still not suicide, so the others will be able to live.
It's uncomfortable that I have to shoot you, but okay, that would be fair. Let's do with that.
Alright, if it's decided, let's pick. Pick one pistol.
Kobazing, are you still not done? What's taking you so long to pick a gun?
Well, wait a minute! Oh, almost done! Okay. Are you ready, Satsuki?
I'm not a girl who goes back on her word. Besides, it seems more fun to decide this way.
Fun, you say? I say it again and again. But seriously.
I mean, we played a lot of games so far, right? Basketball, running, poker, darts. As a result of doing my best without looking at our fights at all, the total was equal.
Was it like that?
I remember the results of all of our previous matches, so probably so far, Kobazing and I had 14 matches, 6 wins, 6 losses, and 2 draws in perfect balance.
You really have a good memory and use this places.
Suddenly I thought this was the last game, so it made me feel strange. I can't believe that I'm risking my life at all.
If you want to give up now, you can tell me. I really don't want to force you.
No, because I'm serious too. Like you said, I'll stop playing around. Are you ready?
Yeah. From here, go back and take 3 steps. We'll shoot it at the same time after that.
Okay.
Saki!
Haruhiko! Kobayashikawa? Kobayashikawa, Haruhiko! Why did you do this?
Good, Sasuke. The last game was my victory.
That's not what I mean. Why did your hand explode?
Sorry.
I saw it. This is unbelievable. Let's do it again.
I was worried about what would happen if I died immediately in case I was hit in a bad spot. Fortunately, it looks like I'm still alive. Oh, I'll tell you what I can. Sorry, Sasuke. I lied. Because you killed me and wanted to save everyone. That's not the truth.
What?
What I really wanted was you, Sasuke.
Me?
It was just information. I didn't tell the others because it would just confuse them, but I was searching for a few days, and I found a badge with the head of a Monokuma on it. Because I found it, Monokuma appeared and said he would give it to you as a prize, and congratulated me on finding the treasure.
That's the treasure Monokuma said? It was really here?
It showed me a photo of me and you kissing, doing a selfie.
Kobayashikawa, even at a time like this, what kind of joke?
It's, it's just, I couldn't commit a photo with you as my lover. You should forget. And then it vanished.
Kobayashikawa, we've never done such a thing.
It's the same for me too. There are no memories or pictures of me and you, let alone kissing. We met here for the first time a few months ago. But why? It doesn't feel right. Even if that photo was a minute vibration, I felt unknown emotions. And I thought I didn't want to let you die.
I have no idea what you're saying, Kobayashikawa. Stop it, it's too cheesy.
I'm going to die anyways. I didn't want to say this much. That maybe I've liked you at some point. Even if I die like this, there are guys like Kinzo, Makaru, and Maeda. So they'll find out about this in a minute. So you better go back to your own room. Act as usual. Pretend you don't know anything. Leave the rest to me.
Why are you saying that, Kobayashikawa? Stop it, stop talking.
No matter how much they think, they won't know that I, the victim, did all these tricks. Part of it was to pretend to show you on purpose. Give away my right hand. It's a pretty old gun. I can explode while pulling the trigger even if you put normal bullets in a magazine.
Kobayashikawa, you can't die.
Oh, I'm gonna die. And you, Sasuke, you can live. Leave it to me. I can't make someone as cheerful and happy as you die like this.
Kobazing.
I'm sorry for doing this the crappy way. And when the trial is over, tell the other guys that you're sorry too. I'm sorry that for that fight with Itaria. I'm sorry for sacrificing to the others. I'm sorry that my feelings don't want Sasuke to sacrifice herself. Damn, that was really badly.
Kobazing, don't move, don't die.
Okay, I'm doing this in order to die. Once you leave, I have to get a job done. You have to go now before someone sees this.
I hate this. This is wrong. I want to save you.
Please go. Because it's my last wish. Please listen. I want you to live. Live! Just do that. Thank you, Sasuke. Whether it was real or fake, I still loved you. I'm gonna fucking cry.
Aww. And then I went back to my room. As Kobayashikawa said, I stayed still till morning. I didn't know what trick Kobayashikawa was gonna do at the time. I wasn't sure I heard your story in the trial. This is all I know. Like Yuki said, Kobazing was by me while intentionally trying to save me. In order to confuse you while doing so, in other words, he did everything in order to save me. Sorry, 1 second.
Okay.
What is this? This is too much.
With you. What about me?
see now. Oh, sorry.
I see. Saw the letter given by Korea. She wanted to go to the Austin reverse. Nevertheless, the reason Kobayashi went to the Austin was because Haruko didn't even know Teresa from the very beginning. He was only as decided for himself and to save only Satsuki.
Hold on. Then why? Why did he do it the same way as Teruya Tori? The gun exploded in his hand the same way. At least it did some kind of trick and did it in advance. That's what I thought too. But when Haruhiko chose a gun, he was doing something in the corner for a long time. He was the kind of guy who was telling me the guns weren't fun or usual. So I wonder if he had some kind of knowledge about them. Stupid idiot. He really gave up his life for others? And you just kicked the opportunity they arranged to let you survive? What were you thinking? I don't understand this at all. I know that he liked me and he didn't want to do this. After all this, I've been struggling a lot since then, until the class trial was held. I don't think that's the way. It's so unreasonable for you to die just for one person, right? I feel sorry for betraying him, but I'll be happier if you guys live.
Oh my god.
How can that be? Blood-related familiar actions are a law that put someone's life most importantly, for people you just met. Well, I'm not as smart as you, so I don't think I can give a very cool reason for it. I just told myself that I was the culprit, because it makes me convince myself that I did this. But then why didn't you say anything from the very beginning and hide the truth more suspiciously? Because you didn't even say the backstory, you just said that you're a killer, so it's a rather confusing reasoning. That was because of Kobayashi. He decided to take a chance between all of you in order to save me. Because of this, especially if Kinjo finds out, it would have seemed from Kobayashi's view, who had already died, that I would have insulted him. I did not want to do anything that would put more disgrace on him anymore, because he already died to try and save my life. That's why I told you at the end. Still, don't think badly of him. He wouldn't have thought of this, and if it wasn't for him, we all would have died. Such a thing, it's not possible. Satsuki-chan, are you really satisfied with that? Even if we live, you will die. No, I'm fine dying. Why are you all so worried? I'm very fine with my choice. No matter what happens, don't forget to smile. So this teaching is of my own brother, and it's my belief too.
But how you died? You cried, right?
That's off topic. Please just say Satsuki wasn't Satsuki for a minute.
Satsuki.
Yuki, thanks to you, I was able to do everything. Rather, I feel relieved. Yeah, I was impressed to see you come up with the whole truth about him. You're a real teacher in my heart. Well then, Yuki, I think we can finish the trial soon. Give me that thing you always do at the end.
That?
Yeah, that! Climax reasoning, let's go! It knows!
Oh gosh. Yeah, I actually have tears in my eyes. God damn.
Oh man, that like...
No!
It's crazy that like we can have like 4 chapters where she's just kind of like a nothing character, and then one that like turns your entire opinion around on her.
Uh-huh.
That's amazing. Also, I'm happy that they confirmed that they did go the route of they liked each other. Because I hate it when games like imply it, but they don't explicitly go for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy that they did.
I guess like both. I'm guessing both Kinzo and Rei are both humble now.
Oh, absolutely. I hope so. Rei, I think definitely. Rei, I will say, Rei definitely grew on me a little bit more this chapter.
Yeah. She didn't throw insults. She didn't throw insults left and right this time. So.
Yeah. Plus, she was also like, while Kinjo was like losing his mind, she's like, dude, what is wrong with you? I used to respect you, but now you kind of suck. And it's like, that's fucking based.
Honestly, I thought Yami with Trials was very sad, but this is just. You know, there's still two left. Damn it, Haruhiko.
I know, I love the nuance is insane. Ah. Like, it's not just, I'm happy that not everything is just cut and dry, you know?
First, this case begins with not only from the criminal, but nor the victim, but from Toria. Toria couldn't stand in the extreme situation, and began working up a plan to kill Haruhiko, the victim in this case. Toria first started to write a note to Haruhiko asking him to come to the arsenal. This was done with a paper and pen that only Toria had in the ballroom, where there was nothing else other than the weapons. Toria, who had finished writing the note, then put his note through the door frame of Haruhiko's room. This was the same way that Mitch did in the first model. Then Toria, who put it out safely in the room, first entered the arsenal before Haru arrives. This was in order to do some work. That task was to load non-standard bullets into a pistol magazine. When a person shoots a bullet in that state, the gun explodes from the inside and destroys the hand of the person who used it. Toria used this method to let Haru use a gun, thinking of making him shoot, and that's the reason he went into the arsenal. Before anyone else. Having done everything he needed to do, Toria quickly returned to his room and waited for Haru to come out of the room.
So, you remember how I said that, part of me is not looking forward to the second game because if it has the female protagonist, I'm gonna have to read all this, like, read again all this and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you were like, well, you know, I can take over at some points if it gets too tiring. That just made me think, what if it's like she has two voices in her head? Something like that. Kind of like a Toko situation.
Toria's plan was to enter the arsenal later on with Haru. However, Toria returned to the room and stayed on watching the hallway. He fell asleep due to accumulated fatigue. This was everything Toria had influence on this case. Meanwhile, at the time, Haruhiko was probably having a lot of trouble in his room. As we just heard, Haru was already planning to save someone dear to them at the cost of his own life. Originally, he felt responsible for running out of the food, but the discovery of the treasure was to trigger to start his life-saving plan. As the situation gets more and more extreme, Haruhiko feels like he can't wait any longer and begins acting. He decides to meet with the person who was chosen as the culprit for this case. At this time, whether Haruhiko saw Toria's note or would not is uncertain, but it's very likely he didn't pay attention to it in the first place, because he was immersed in his own thoughts. Haru's plan was also a plan that took place in the arsenal, but without the note calling him to the arsenal, he wouldn't have had it in the first place. Either by luck or by misfortune, Toria hasn't fallen asleep, a very complicated mess might have unfolded. After a while, Haruhiko safely met the culprit. Until then, the culprit hadn't really realized the true part of the case. Haruhiko asked the culprit to quietly follow him in the arsenal. They went into this arsenal side by side. One may have thought that no one would know, but in fact, all these actions that Toria and these two were doing while walking around were recorded up at this point being shown to Kurokawa. She wasn't sleeping from the very start and was keeping watch of the hallway. In actuality, it was Kurokawa that most of the weight into solving the mystery of this case. Because Haruhi went to sleep, the killer and Haruhi entered the arsenal without anyone's interference. Only then Haruhi was alone with the culprit to confess his feelings for them. I think it went this way. Someone was going to do the murder and asked them to kill themselves before that to save everyone. This is what they asked the culprit to do. Once they accept, the culprit would also be executed for committing murder. It was certain death, so Haruhi didn't want to force them into making such a difficult task, but the culprit did not hesitate to respond to Haruhi's proposal. However, the culprit refused to kill Haruhi himself. Conversely, they told Haruhi to kill him instead. Haruhi did not want to kill the culprit as the culprit did not want to kill him, and they kept arguing to each other in vain for a while. Haruhi, who felt there would be no end that going like this, was determined to make a fair suggestion to make both sides and asked a decision to shoot each other at the same time, just like a game in the Western movie. In the worst case scenario, both could have been shot and died by each other's hand. It didn't violate the two's goals of saving the other, so the couple agreed with the proposal and began preparing. The couple and Haruhi were shooting a gun for each other. We heard that Haruhi was in the corner of the room. This was probably to manipulate the magazines for the bullets at this phase. We all know the very consequence of this. Indeed, Haruhi did the same thing Teruya did earlier. It was loaded with non-standard bullets. How Haruhi did the same thing as Teruya, I'm not exactly sure whether it was kind of coincidence or not. Maybe it was because Haruhi who had a lot of interest in firearms from the beginning. Do you think he accidentally came up with that method by pure chance? Either way, there's only one reason Haruhi did this. He didn't want to shoot the culprit. The two of them, ready to go, stand a few steps away and pointed guns at each other after turning around. But even though the culprit sincerely tried to shoot Haruhiko, he was going to lose him from the very beginning. And so, as Haruhi intended, his hand was destroyed and he was shot by the culprit at the same time. The culprit, who couldn't understand the situation, ran to Haruhiko. And then Haruhi told him the truth. It wasn't us that Haruhi really wanted to save, it was the culprit themselves. Although Haruhi was dying, he was hoping that the culprit would survive, and he said he would do the rest to save him since he still was breathing to do one last act. The couple was unconvinced, but soon they decided to leave Haruhi's last request, accept Haruhi's last request. And then Haruhi did to do the job once they got out. Of the arsenal, of course, the trail of this was also being monitored by the Kurokawa. After confirming that the couple was safely gone, Haruhi began a final cleanup while keeping a short life as much as he could. First, Haruhi picked up the flash and smoke grenades from the arsenal. And likewise, put a wooden plank inside the arsenal door between the handles, and then put the flash and smoke grenades on top of it. This could only be done by the people inside, and thanks to that, there were a lot of difficulty when we tried to escape breezing it out.
This is completely unrelated, but while you're going through this, I've been looking at fan art.
Yes?
There's really cute fan art of Satsuki and Haruhiko getting married with Kinji as their priest.
Aww.
Just wanted to bring that up.
The plank served to make the door to be forced open while being crushed, causing the grenades on top of Nazi falling to the floor and activate. Subsequently, Haruhiko started messing around in the arsenal to make it look like the cover did, although it didn't connect to anything. And as a result of repeating a series of processes of blocking the door and cutting the interior, Haruhiko's bloodstains were all over the place. Inside the arsenal, creating a unnatural bloodstain inside of like a path of blood. Haruhiko finished everything just before his life ends, reached to his feelings of satisfaction. Because he was able to save someone they cherished. But in the end, later in the trial, the couple confessed by their own will, however. They weren't able to know that it was Haruhiko who planned all this. All this happened at dawn, and later in the morning, Tori and I broke into the arsenal and Haruhiko's body was found. In fact, in this case, the person who would be called the culprit was close to Haruhiko, and the couple who just lost his life was the victim himself, who actually finished this trick. But in the end, Haruhiko wanted to save the culprit, even at the cost of his life. The culprit of this incident, the identity killer who killed Haruhiko, chose and wanted him to live so much. Satsuki Onami, it was you!
Perfect! Indeed, you have a good reasoning. Maybe you have a talent for organizing cases too.
I'm not happy at all!
Satsuki Uranami. Satsuki-chan. Why is the mood so sad? I didn't go out to see you like this. Satsuki, you've always been like that. You're a strong girl. Much stronger than me. Is that a compliment? I don't know if it's strength or not, but even at times like this, it's my goal to be happy even in the worst atmosphere. Well then, Highness reasoning is over now. Shall we get to the voting time?
Satsuki, can you really do that? To just die and not be scared?
I don't want to die. Of course I'm scared, but it's already gone water. What else can I do but accept it? At least not all of you will die, because you all can live by sacrificing only one. I'm satisfied with that. Woo, medals. Woo. Hey, Miss Iranami. Why do you keep trying to get ahead of the trial here? I'm the host. Oh well, it doesn't matter. It seems like you guys reached a conclusion, and that's all. Now you guys, vote with the switch in front of your hands. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will your answer be the correct one or the wrong one? Then, what's it gonna be?
Oh.
The voting ended unanimously. The culprit of this case, and the blackened is the identity of the blackened who killed Kobayashikawa was Miss Satsuki Iranami. You guys are right. Congratulations. Actually, what is it with this case? A murder case that's not a murder. If I knew it would be like this, I would have made the rules more thorough. Hey, isn't it already too late? Hey, everyone. You guys are doing it badly. I, as the person in charge of this party, can't you be a little bit brighter? There's no way I can be happy. You're gonna die now.
This is painful. Satsuki works hard for us, throwing her whole life. Couldn't do anything even after reaching this point.
You're wrong. It's not that you can't do anything.
Satsuki.
Yuki, didn't I tell you before? Hope is not to be found, but to be created. You know why I decided to save you all by sacrificing myself? Because that was my own way of creating hope.
What do you mean?
If I survived by myself, it would have been meaningless to live in the world where there's no fun and no coping around. And more than anything, my power to defeat that guy is not enough. Oh? I'm smiling right now, but I'm more angry than anyone inside. I hate the mastermind, don't you guys? They're being treated like this because of that big dummy. If it wasn't for him, Koba Ishikawa wouldn't have died. Maki died, Higa died, Tamori died, Hatsuno died, Yamaguchi wouldn't have died, Inori wouldn't have died, or Yuhara either. We know that, even if we don't say it.
If it wasn't for Monaco's influence, we would have been able to speak safely. Have a pleasant school life.
That's right. Although more than half of our friends have already died, I want to defeat Monokuma no matter what happens. I want a punishment, I want to smash it. Hey, why are you saying all that stuff in front of someone else's face? So, I'll bet my own hope on all of you. On us? I never wanted much. I'll be leaving this world soon. I just have one thing. No, wait. Please promise me two things. 1. Be sure to survive for Kobazing and me. 2. That Monokuma guy. Please give it a good beating to that mastermind. Full paid revenge. Satsuki-chan. This is bad, really bad. You dare agitate the students as you want in front of me? The headmaster of this school even insult me in my presence. Annoying. Anyways, Miss Iranami was chosen as the Blackened, so she's to be punished in the end. You won't make fun of me anymore when I'm done with you. In that regard, I have prepared a very special punishment for the ultimate clown, Satsuki Iranami, for your crime. Come and give it your best shot. I'm not afraid of anything like you. My friends will definitely kick your sorry butt.
Wait, Satsuki! Will you be executed? It's my fault too! With me who tried to commit a murder, I'm supposed to die! Monokuma, execute me! Satsuki has done nothing wrong!
Now then, let's go! A very heart-pounding punish! Monokuma, hold on a minute. Time. What? Jeez, you're tipsy. Way to ruin my mood. Let me say, my friends, a few last words. Turia, didn't someone tell you no one is bad? Monokuma is the bad thing here. Everything is because of that thing. If you keep feeling guilty, then try harder to catch the mastermind. No need to be sorry at all, but if you die and make atonement, then that's the end. And for you, Taira, you're strong. You have a very strong heart to overcome Ayame's death. Please keep supporting everyone like you always do. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Satsuki-chan, thank you. Next is Makaru. It's the first time I've seen you act so surprised. I don't know what makes you so surprised about, but as long as Kinjo is in that shape, everyone needs a genius like you. I know this kind of is an unreasonable request, but please try to cooperate with everyone and find the mastermind who brought this terrible misfortune on all of its victims. And Kurokawa... Stop! Shut up! Who said I was waiting for your long speech? Don't say anything disgusting with the smell of hope. Punishment time begins. Ah, that's too much. When the villain is found out, you're supposed to wait for them. Let's go hard! Punishment time! Kurokawa, man, I didn't get to say anything to you guys, but I'll leave the rest to you guys. Oh, one more thing. I almost forgot. Kobazing, I love you!
I don't want to talk anymore.
They ended up like that, trying to play a hopeless game. Adios, funny red-nosed lady. Satsuki-chan, no. What do you think? Sad, right? Desperate, isn't it? What a lame hope. You guys wouldn't be able to do a thing before you punish me.
No, it isn't.
What was that? Maeda?
Who says I'm desperate? I'm not like that at all, right? Did you try to eat what
Oh, sorry about that. I took a drink. I took a drink of my soda and I choked really badly for some reason. Whew. Maeda-kun. Oh, my voice is gonna be off now.
Of course, I'm really sad that Sasuke died. But we have fully adhered to Sasuke's will. You won't stop it anymore. After I came to Hope to the Academy, I'm more for fights than ever.
I'm just happy I didn't freaking spill anything.
Monokuma!
Did you suddenly take your medicine? There's nothing scary about burning Ra's spirit alone, though. He's not alone.
Makaru!
From this moment on, I will retract my previous solo actions. I'll cooperate to put Monokuma in the trash. Oh my god, Makaru-chan, what kind of change is this? Don't be mistaken, I'm not trying to play friends here. I now owe a debt. Because of that, I have to pay it off. Why is Miss Makaru suddenly doing this again? Miss Makaru just needs to do as she was before, poking around and having fun. Why should you care about Miss Iranami? Shut the hell up. Iranami Satsuki is a human being that deserves respect. I've seen this for the first time ever since I was born in this world. To be able to give up one's life so purely for others. That is what I would call true hope. It was the life of that guy that tried to save anyways. I'm fed up with murder games that are not fun. Murder games that are getting boring. Doesn't that seem like the perfect time to beat you down? Monokuma? No, rather, the mastermind controlling you from the shadows. Huh? No matter what you try, you can't do anything. It's already beyond your own grasp. No, it was you who kept us in the ballroom. We made up our minds. Excuse me, right before they died. You will run out of ideas. We already know a lot more about you than you can imagine. Now it is you who's cornered.
Well, I don't know, but everyone's working hard. So I will too. Do my shit for how you'll save.
Me too. We'll definitely get you, Monokuma. I'll avenge my friends who have died so far. What's with these guys? Rather than despair, they're burning with fight alone. You guys are bluffing. You can't do a thing anyways. You'll find out soon. Guess you're the only one left with despair. That you're all...
So, the fourth class trial ended. We lost two of our friends, Haruhi and Sasuke, who couldn't be exchanged for anything. But the will that our two gave us will definitely be engraved on ourselves. We're not afraid. Step by step from now on will be a big step leap toward true hope. Kinjo! Kinjo! Can you hear me? Answer me if you're awake! Immediately after leaving the courtroom, Makaru, who finally offered to cooperate with us, disappeared before we could call her. Everyone except for Makaru wanted to check on Kinjo's condition. However, Kinjo was silent. We had no choice but to go back to each of our rooms while they also caught the feeling. What? Who is it? Is it morning? It's not even 7 a.m.? What? Wait a minute!
Why did you take so long to answer? Was it because of the feed information to the mastermind?
Makaru!
What? That's a moody expression you got.
No! He was just Makaru coming in my room. I wonder if someone's gonna divide us and divide it now.
Can't be helped. As I mentioned yesterday, I decided to cooperate with you in order to defeat the mastermind.
I know that, but why did you change your mind?
I told you, I'm going to follow Uranami's idea. Hatsuno was a great person, but Uranami is more than that. Just because she's a human who can... As if Maeda. Don't make me say useless things. You're always drowned in every story, aren't you?
Sorry. Also, now you're calling me by my name now.
Oh, yeah, he is! She is! So, are you dissatisfied? Want to be called incompetent for the rest of your life?
No! Of course not. It's better to be my own name. There's a bit in business being a nickname incompetent. Those are actors.
I haven't admitted it yet. I don't want to be friends, but I want to have the least courtesy as long as I've decided to cooperate.
Carl tends to be weird like this. Usually she looks down on us, ignores us, but she doesn't do it recklessly. She admits something that can't be admitted whenever necessary.
Stop talking about nonsense. Come to my room right now.
What? Makaru's room? What do we do today? Somebody asked me for that.
I don't care if you got feelings for me. Shut up and follow me. I'm getting tired already. Oh, Rage-Hand, did you bring Maeda-kun?
Tyra, Tori, and Kurko too.
Hey, don't do that shit show. How many times must I repeat that you're not my friends?
Everyone, what happened?
This is what my room would look like. Except for the chalkboard.
Aww.
Are those Haruhiko's?
Yes, it is.
Oh my god!
Look at Makaru, come on, room, God, one by one. Kuya, those goggles? This one. It was Haru's. It was left in the dressing room. I brought it. This isn't a tone for myself. It's also my own commitment to continue Haru's will. We need to move forward.
That's right. The efforts Kobayashi Kawa-kun and Sasuke-chan, we should never forget. The will of our friends who've died so far. We can't just be sad anymore. Now it's time for us to fight back.
Bit by bit. Very little, but something is starting to change and start to move. Our hope is to not find it, but to create it. And only these words stuck in my mind.
So, why'd you call us? This is an operational meeting. As long as I've decided to cooperate, everyone here will beat up Monokuma and together we shall escape. Hey-chan, being an ally makes you feel so reliable now.
Everyone here. Wait, then what do we do about Kinzo?
When I look at that guy, he's a statue. Doesn't respond to anything, and I don't know if they ever wake up, but even if he wakes up, I'm not certain if he will ever recover.
Then...
Of course, if we have him, you should be comfortable, but throw away your lingering regrets. We have no choice but to strike out. Because I felt the fighting spirit from you, I chose to cooperate. Makaru, staying away from us till now. Have you found out something? A lot of pile of things. Those of you who have not found anything are more curious. First off...
Oh, wait a minute! They could miss the Venus coming here too! Are you okay with that?
Are you an idiot? Of course I know. That's why I called you into my own room. My room is the only one that can jam surveillance cameras. To put it bluntly, it's instant jamming. Instant jamming? Tori-kun, do you know what she's saying?
Not at all!
In short, my room is safe. The words here will not be leaked to the mastermind, and our appearance is not visible. Really? Amazing! How did you do it? Power room, audiovisual room, and I assembled some useful parts from the warehouse. That's how I made it. It's only a temporary measure, so even if it's not perfect, it'll be safe.
Makaru, you just didn't spend time alone.
Of course not. You better thank me for inviting you. So, the first goal is to find out the identity of the mastermind. Of course, that is the most important thing. But before that, let's look at the preconditions.
Preconditions?
Why did we get involved in this division? I mean, that's the biggest mystery. Why did Hope's Peak Academy become this way? Why doesn't anyone come to save us?
But that's the first thing we said was the others, right? At that time, they were both kings of the curve, but no conclusion was made.
No, unlike them, there's one fact I do know. At first, I thought it was a hypothesis because it was nonsense, but I was convinced after yesterday.
Ricardo, you don't mean...
Yes, it's a fact. A considerable amount of time has already passed since we entered the school, and the truth is we don't remember it.
What?
Mikako-chan? Also, I knew you would react when we talked about this, Mikako Kurokawa. Hello? Park.
This all of a sudden...
I'm obviously deeply grateful to Satsuki, and thanks to her, I was told to cooperate in order to punish the mastermind. But before that, there's a traitor we must catch. Mikako, you know something. Honestly, I'm dubious about your true nature. Tell me everything you know. If you can't, then I'll consider you on the mastermind side. No way, is this true?
This is nonsense, right?
No. Trust me, If you're innocent, tell me the facts that you know. You do know that there's not only one or two suspicious actions you've done so far, right? Why did you shut your mouth? Are there any circumstances that you can't tell us?
Ricardo, don't do that much to us! Kurokawa hasn't calmed down before! Morning announcement. It's already 7 a.m.
It's not the problem right now. Oh right, I almost forgot. Don't know if anyone had a good night, but I want everyone to please go to the gym. I have some great news to inform you. See you soon.
Oh, I think this is probably the scene you started.
Yeah, that would make sense. Kinjo is in his room, and I didn't remember seeing him. I'll leave this story for later, but just so you know, I won't move on this one. Mikako. What's the great news? It's only been a day since the trial is over, and suddenly...
Let's just have it go. We have no choice. Mikado and Kurokawa, the year that seemed to flow smoothly got tense at the innocent. In this tense mood, Monokuma shows up to add even more anxiety. We all go to gyms, Monokuma said, without considering unpleasantries. There was a reality waiting for us that we could not imagine. The first thing we knew as soon as we entered the gym was that Kinjo didn't come. If Monokuma didn't say anything, it only means he still fainted. But that fact is so casually forgotten because the most shocking scene unfolded in the gym.
Huh?
Oh, a guy? Oh!
Hey, look, another character for you to voice.
Oh,
Everyone is here. The class trial ended yesterday, but I'm sorry for yesterida. But I'm sorry for calling again so suddenly. But no matter what, there were things I had to tell you. It's a bit early, but I'll announce the motive. A surprise motive event introducing the transfer student. This time I transferred to Hope's Peak Academy, the ultimate inventor, Yamato Kisaragi. Please greet him with an applause.
Kisaragi?
Nonsense. Yamato-ni?
Suspicious figure who suddenly appears as a transfer student. With his appearance, the situation began to unfold like a roller coaster.
Okay. Oh, well, that was a thing.
Yeah, it definitely was.
That was sad.
True.
But, like, in a really good way. Yeah, no, like I said, it's like, that's crazy that you can have, like, the entire game so far, and Satsuki feels like kind of just there. And then they have this chapter, and it's like instantly now she's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that tends to happen, doesn't it? With everyone who's now dead.
And also, they managed to freaking do it, and now I kind of like Ray as well. They always manage to find a way. What are your thoughts?
I always said my thoughts. I don't want. I seriously. I was so sad I didn't want to talk. Um. Yeah. The 2 or 3 points during that trial towards the end, it got tears in my eyes. I didn't have to go fix that.
Oh, don't worry. From what I've seen, you're not the only one.
Okay.
I was looking while we were doing stuff. I was looking at. I wanted to see some reactions and stuff, so I was looking at the comments of Weeby News's video about it. And basically, and like there were several people that were like, "I don't think I've ever cried this much during a normal Danganronpa trial."
I'm
So,
surprised with like how easy you cry. You didn't actually feel like really sad in that trial.
I mean, yeah, it's not enough to make me cry, but it is definitely enough to make me very sad. To be fair, though, Danganronpa is the same way. There's like, I think the only scene off the top of my head that actively makes me cry is Peko and Fuyuhiko saying goodbye to each other, or like rather not wanting to say goodbye.
Uh huh.
That makes me tear up every time. Other than that, though, I don't think there's any moment that really gets tears.
How about right before Shiaku's execution?
I don't know, it just didn't hit me the same way.
Interesting.
I think it's just
Oh,
because like Fuyuhiko and Peko's voice acting is just in that scene is just so good.
that's fair.
But no, yeah, this is definitely on par with, like, I know I've said that the rest of that this game in general has been way better than I thought, but this trial in particular definitely on the same level as like canon DR.
I mean, there's still two left, and typically the last two are usually the best ones. Well, so the chapter 5 is sometimes a hit or sometimes a miss, but usually it's pretty good. And chapter 6 is usually very good. So I'm happy Ray is humble now. Because Byakuya, I mean, I kind of expected because Byakuya also got humbled in chapter 4. So
Well, I think with chapter 6 it definitely varies from game to game. The first chapter 6 is okay. DR2's chapter 6 is, in my opinion, incredible. And then V3 is just V3.
yeah,
Chaotic. Also really, really long.
right.
I am curious where they're going to go with this. I am so I do wonder who it is. If it's just going to be Junko again or if it's going to be an actual character. We know it's, I mean, I think it's very safe to assume that it's a girl because
Is
of
that so?
well, yeah, remember there was that one comment that's like, "Sorry, my chest got stuck."
Oh, right.
So I think it's safe to say it is a girl. But that's the question, is it Junko again or is it someone
Uh-huh.
It's like, it's really weird. Every time we play this, I feel kind of out of it for like the stuff between like beginning of the chapters, like the investigation, or I guess like going around doing all this stuff up to the investigation, but then the investigations and the trials pull me way back in again.
I mean, yeah, that's fair.
And it's like, to think that I wonder how like the second game is gonna compare.
Right.
Yeah. Any final thoughts?
No, I'm just again as usual. I hope I get back to this because my God, it was just really exciting. And after this time, yeah, I'm loving this game. So,
Yeah, it is really good. Okay, well, thank you all for watching.
thank you. See you next time.
I'm gonna look up fan art to make me feel better. Okay, bye.
Bye.